All righty. Welcome, everybody, to the No Time to Explain podcast. All right, enough of that noise, because that's terrible. That's terrible applause.
Could at least pick the black crowd.
I said it's about to sound like a whole bunch of white people cheering. Sounds like a Who's Line Anyway crowd.
Live nobody yelling and making comments in the background.
Live from a studio audience of nobody at all.
We have no fans.
It's COVID. It's perfect.
This is COVID times.
This is for us.
It's perfect.
This is a 2020 time for us to just enjoy and do absolutely nothing and BS.
It's okay. When we get famous, when we drop this episode, people gonna see where we came from.
Right. The beginnings. All in unified.
Yeah. No, we did.
My first video with 25 views.
I don't know how to fix a mic.
We were funny day one. We day one funny.
Right. All my tent family in California.
10 family in California.
Were you talking to the mic, man?
I was.
You a rapper, bro? No,
well, he's so tall. He got the scoliosis pose going on. Lift the mic up, bro.
No, wait, don't.
You can't.
Oh,
yeah.
Try it.
Work on your vertebrae, bro.
No,
There you go. There you go.
Hopefully
There you
it stays.
go.
Hopefully it stays that way.
Oh shit, man.
I already got a hunch.
See, y'all got the Midas touch over there because them stands they don't like me at all.
Yeah, they bogus.
Anyway, I'm King Zeph, aka B, aka Brendan, the golden child. Blah 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 blah. To my right, I have Ego.
The humble bragger. Day one, the greatest of all time.
Humble my ass. You just interrupted me as I was about to bring you in.
Because I say it better, baby.
He said I introduced myself.
Yeah, bro. Hit the clap button again, nigga.
No, just for you, I'm not hitting that button. I'm not doing that at all. You know what? I'm gonna hit this one instead for you.
Wop wop wop. That's all I get.
You gotta answer for everything.
Oh,
He said I'm loaded over here. I count 6 shots.
All right, and we also have
Pew pew.
It's so
Everybody
hard for
going
me
down.
not to say walk through the bando.
That's where you came from. Showing where you came from.
Okay. We do hand intros.
Do it. It'll be explained later. Anyway, to the right of Ego, aka Torrance, we have recording artist, rapper from Northwest Indiana, Suchi.
Hello, guys.
Really, bro?
No. Let it happen.
That's what you get.
My name is. They call me Sushi, aka El De La Pobre. You know, go ahead, pick up that tofu one.
The album name I forgot.
What's the name of that thing again?
You're not gonna ask me about your music.
Huh?
You're not gonna ask me about your music.
What happened?
What do you?
Who's next?
Who's next?
You know what?
Wait, he got an explanation. I'm a strength coach and a former fighter and just overall poet.
Poet.
What?
What?
Poet?
Where?
Well, y'all know everything I
Where?
do. Damn,
Speak
bro.
one haiku.
Where?
Speak one haiku?
Yeah, speak
Don't
one
do that
haiku.
to me, bro. I shut the motherfucker down.
Okay, let's go.
Haiku? That's like 7 lines, right?
No. Your first question, you got wrong. Your first question, you got wrong.
Well,
Anyway.
since we don't want to hear from the rapper and the superstar and the weight trainer, we have to my left the fabulous IB Friction and Mrs. IB Friction, YouTube sensations.
Hello.
You know, don't hype us up, bro. We not that famous yet. It's IB Friction, you know what I'm saying, with the 1s and 2s. I don't actually rap or anything.
1 and 2.
Yeah, I don't know what that is. Is that a DJ term?
Yes, it is.
I don't DJ.
Okay.
Just want to clear that up.
1s and 2s and 3s are kids?
Mrs. IB Friction. I'm just here for support.
No, you're
Moral
not.
support, mental support.
She will talk as well.
Yeah, you're talking. Gossip columnist. You know,
I was talking
social
about
media expert.
to him.
No,
for
you're a
us.
strong black
Are you
woman. You equal.
You fought for rights. You was burning bras.
You fall for rights?
Huh?
burning bras. First
False.
of all,
Women's suffrage, you know.
First of all,
he has
I
a
would have
point.
been mighty fine being at home, stay at home mom, getting paid to just, do nothing.
Speak
Getting
your truth.
paid to do nothing.
That and 3 kids later, just antagonizing you all day.
Yeah,
I'm okay, take care of you.
no, I'm with it. Anyway,
Bartender.
Married couple banter. Anyway, since we all got all that randomness and everything, so I'm gonna enforce Doulahan on everybody. In case nobody knows what Doulahan is, since it's the pilot. So, who wants to describe that, or do you want me to do it? No, Mr. Sexy over here want to use his smooth talking voice to describe what Doulahan means.
Doulahan it just rolls out my mouth so well. The law of Doulahan will keep us on course to keep up with our subject at hand, we got Doulahan from one of the best animes I've ever seen. Devil is a part-timer. And if you don't know what our podcast is about, it's about sports and politics and culture and anime and movies.
Random.
Video games.
Everything.
You're
We're
doing
pretty,
exactly-
no, shut up. We're
You're doing
blurry.
exactly what our podcast is supposed to not
It's
do.
random. It's a blurred podcast.
There's
but
no
we're-
time to explain.
But, some of us, we're saved or, some
Let's
of us are
not.
not
Let's
saved.
not. Let's just keep
Some of us are
going.
saved and not saved.
Some of us were ratchet at one point and not ratchet. Some of us are. That's a bad joke to start off with. All right, go ahead.
We've all.
Doulahan.
Yeah,
Doulahan.
So just in case anybody missed the explanation,
That's a great explanation.
I got lost
you
in
went
it.
so far off.
I stopped listening.
Listen,
I got lost in it.
Doulahan is just what we say when
suck
we
at
need
podcasts.
everybody to pay attention and get back on track. So, Doulahan.
Especially concerning the fact that we have at least one individual in here that will probably get us off topic within seconds.
I just saw what Doulahan is.
See what I mean?
Wow. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, it's Trusty Steve.
Wow.
Trusty Steve. Watch Devil's a part-time. You guys will get the reference. It's hilarious.
All right. So, what is our first topic for today?
Well, we're all gamers here.
Did you bring the notes, Brendan?
Yes, I did.
All right.
Notes are to my right, and I actually looked at them just trying to make sure I didn't screw up
Just making
Ego's.
sure, bro.
I didn't make sure I screw up the long name of Ego, the humble bragger.
Nah,
He has to have
Nas betrothed me with that name. Just saying.
not okay.
Doulahan.
Doulahan. Go ahead. We got to get the first topic at least. We're not going to ever make it to the first topic.
Regardless, no, we're all gamers here, so
I don't know. Comparing to y'all told me I'm not no real gamer.
You aren't.
I stand by that.
You're not.
I mean,
But you represent a group of folks that's out there.
He is
Casual
he's a
gamer.
group of gamers. He's a gamers that don't play games anyone else is playing. He's those guys that are playing like World of Warcraft that came out 10 years ago that are still playing it to this day. Haven't played anything new. So he's on Witcher with 18 other people, but they're high level Witchers. You know what I mean?
you got that whole game description wrong, but it was an accurate description of what he is.
Yes,
Plus, also, he's the human that likes to play things on the hardest difficulty on the first try and just torture himself.
It has
That
no
I am.
benefit.
It hasn't,
trophy.
it hasn't finished the game since I've known him.
False.
What did you finish?
I finished God of War 3.
Okay.
I finished
Ooh, a game is what?
the last
15
God of
years
War.
old.
Okay.
I finished the main story of The Witcher.
Okay.
I finished the Red Dead Redemption 1 and 2. I finished games.
Okay.
Okay.
A small resume.
I finished
Hey,
Ninja Gaiden on the hardest difficulty.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring that up.
Yeah.
Let me just clarify. You finished Red Dead Redemption 2 because you've been off for a month.
Nah, I
That's
finished
the
it a
thing.
long time ago, man.
No, you
Nah,
didn't.
bro,
We
you
just
didn't.
talked about this.
Yeah.
I
No.
was there when you were playing it. We were at your home. I was at your home when you were playing it.
Yes, Suchi. You said now I can finish Red Dead Redemption 2. That was one of the statements you made while you were off with your child.
No.
You just be lying and don't even know it, do you?
No. No.
He just
I
didn't
said
wanna talk to
no.
you.
I was saying I wanted to re-download it because they had some new updates for it. That's all. And I still didn't play it.
And all the updates were just multiplayer because that game has
Yeah.
no DLC.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, going to the first topic.
Anyway, so
PS5.
PS5 time.
PlayStation
So,
5th.
Not to ruin anybody's Christmas or gaming season. Almost everybody at this table is getting a PS5. Am I not correct?
Almost.
Selling blood.
Somebody robbing somebody.
Just so you guys know about us, I love these people at this table. I've known them for 10 years now. I'm planning on robbing somebody for this kid. It's come to that
We do not endorse violence.
10 years of friendship. Oh, no, I'm not endorsing it. I'm just planning it. That it's coming down to I have to get this game system. And I could have got it, but someone called me after they got theirs. So
No.
It comes out Glockvember. So if you want to go there's a problem, bro.
Let's clarify that up. You got the call when we had the opportunity to get you one and lock one in for you.
y'all are already out the line.
The only reason we called Suchi first because we actually slided him one and stole his number, so he was unable to pre-order one. But he didn't know that.
Yeah.
Surprise.
The only reason you got one is because of me.
Yeah, that's really the only reason.
Brittany's the only reason.
Because when they told me what they were doing, I'm like, well, what if Dante tries to get one? He was like, oh, okay.
First of all, he'll figure it out, but then she said, no, that's not right.
Yeah, I reprimanded him.
I appreciate you. See, that's why I talk to you. It's not just because I'm drunk.
Are you drunk right now?
Yes, he is. Look at his eyes. They're low.
The glassy.
He's bouncy.
Yep.
He's very bouncy.
When he's drunk, he gets bouncy.
That is false.
No, it's not. It's
When
not
I'm
false.
drunk, I get lovey.
Anyway,
Yeah, like how
Makes
you.
you bouncy.
Hey.
for the record, even though throughout all the chaos for PlayStation 5 pre-orders, which I know some people could not get their pre-orders in time, that's Walmart's fault.
Right.
I have to give Sony some rope because that wasn't their fault. That was really all Walmart's fault because Walmart started that shit and basically everybody else followed and screwed everything up. But I'm not going to name drop, but thanks to a healthy plug, we were able to.
You know who you are.
Right.
Yes, if you're
Able to
listening,
secure
whenever
the
you
bag.
listen, whenever you hear this, plug. Because I don't want to get this person potentially in trouble or fired. But to that plug, thank you.
Hey, you the realest. I still need to level you up on Avengers.
At this point, you should be
And
leveled
Ghost,
up.
Actually,
I don't think he plays Ghost.
he doesn't play Ghost. Yeah.
Yeah, he plays Ghost.
Oh, he does.
He plays Ghost.
I
He
haven't.
does.
You know, I don't see a lot of stuff that he plays.
I mean,
Ghost
he
on.
hasn't been on, but he plays it.
and that's why I haven't
He
seen.
or she doesn't play Ghost.
Yes, he or she.
They're not on Ghost.
Binary.
They're not on Ghost at the
Q,
moment.
M, and F are not on Ghost.
Okay.
All right,
Things just
random.
go too far.
So anyway, November 12th can't get here. November 12th can't get here soon enough. We are all super excited. I really can't wait to play Godfall. I can't wait to enjoy Ghost in 60 frames per second and its enhancements because that game looks ridiculous.
I have stopped playing Ghost. I have not stopped playing, and it's a problem. Lost a lot of sleep. Oh, Mike, my bad.
Where are you at?
Which character? I have 7
Top-
legendaries.
Give me your top two.
But wait, the
Your
games
top
we're
two
getting?
characters. No, top two characters. Your main and your
In Ghost?
secondary. Yeah.
Samurai Hunter.
Where are they at?
They're all 105.
Top. They maxed.
Yeah.
No, 10's maxed.
110 is max.
110 is,
110's max.
110 is max. But
105
105
is the
regular.
highest you can drop, and then you have to wish everything up, right?
No, you can wish everything up, but 110 drops on Nightmare
Oh, as the special,
as the
As the weekly.
or the weekly.
So you never went around to playing as the assassin.
no.
As much complaining as you did, you never went around to
It's
do it.
only
No, I'm still
because
complaining.
it's only because the assassin is saucy. That's
Yeah,
the
he's too
only.
drippy.
That's the only reason.
And I
Other-
refuse off of principle.
He's not. He's. I like his skills though.
Those skills are nice, but also he's too drippy.
yeah.
So you're.
So you complain about the drip that's too drippy.
Yes, because then I feel like I'm going to be jumping on him because he looks saucy and not play with other characters.
That's what I.
So are you saying if you play with the assassin, you wouldn't play with nobody else?
That's what I'm doing. I'm not touching anybody else.
I mean, I'm gonna probably play with either the samurai or the hunter next because I'm playing the Roni.
You're definitely going to need to. You're definitely going to play with other characters because other legendaries have a potential to drop for other characters.
Yep.
I believe you.
So if you
think-
want
but-
legendary swords, you're going to have to play with the samurai because he has a higher percent chance of getting legendary swords.
Friction. What do you know about me? I understand that things are better. I understand there's better ways to do things. Razor, I'm stuck on a character. It's not even that good. I've gotten
so
two.
We're
I've
talking about
two
Genshin Impact. Just
Genshin Impact. I have 2 5-star characters that I don't use because I want this 4-star guy.
What you get?
Razor and
Mona.
Mona.
No,
Not
you didn't get
Razor.
Razor.
I got Mona and I got 2 Monas.
Oh, I got Klee.
Really?
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, that's nice.
She popped them out of thing with 3 wishes in and
Yep.
That's
Klee
nice.
popped.
I haven't played Genshin in like 4 days though, so I'm gonna miss buying them.
I at least log in to do my daily, not the commissions, but to log in, do the battle pass, and then.
I know
That's
I need
goals.
to. I need to.
Are you raid ready Friday? Because you know you got to be 105 Friday.
Next Friday.
This Friday.
Oh, this Friday.
I mean,
Like-
that's what I meant. This Friday.
Yeah.
I'm at 80, so I gotta play this week. Yeah.
You also got to get charms too.
Do we have 5? We have 4 that are raid ready.
I'm raid ready.
You're raid ready?
Yep.
Really?
I'm making.
I'm
Friends.
103.
I'm slacking. Then Brendan's playing.
You also need charms too, because just because you 105 doesn't mean you saucy. Because you got to get charms for your class,
Yeah.
legendary stuff.
He's telling you got to put in some work.
You got to put in some work this week, bro. Because first of all, you haven't beat Nightmare yet, and
Because
the raid
Jeremy
is-
met a new friend last night.
the raid is Nightmare difficulty. So if you can't clear that, like the thing is, you're supposed to be able to clear night. If you can clear Nightmare solo, you're raid ready.
Look at that face.
There's a doubt. Doubt set in.
He's like, ooh.
Doubt has set in.
like late
Got
Friday,
real,
right?
real.
like late
He's gonna be
Friday.
105. Like, I made it.
Late Friday.
And Gold's still gonna be
Late
whooping
Friday.
that butt.
Be falling asleep mid mission because I've been playing for 62
Are y'all
hours
ready?
straight.
It'll be a fun journey Friday when that time comes. But
Well, should take some time.
You know what I like about the PS5? I have a feeling this is going to be like the system for like the next 5 years or 10 years. I feel like they got it right
Yeah,
with this one.
longevity,
I feel like this is everything we've been asking for in a system,
Yeah.
all in
Like
one
3
thing.
systems.
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
They finally answered all our questions. But you know what? People are still going to complain.
they're complaining now. That's all they do.
I connected back to this and y'all Call of Duty heads may chop my head off. This last Modern Warfare that came out is the perfect Modern Warfare. It has the story that people complain about. It has all the old maps, all the favorites they complain about. It has the it has a battle pass, but everything can be unlocked. You don't have to spend money.
Character selection.
It has character selection. It has what's the battle royale?
Warzone.
It has PvE just for survival missions. People still complain.
Love that. Love the PvE stuff.
Well, we're also in an era of gaming where like people want everything for nothing. Like they want something and then they just like when they get it, they just bitch about it.
Well, they want what they're best at, and like with Call of Duties, they're so different sometimes. Some people, I guess, I haven't been the same since Black Ops 2 or Black Ops 2. I was damn near
Perfect.
with a shotgun.
And you know what's funny? I think all of us had our Call of Duties because yours was Black Ops 2. You know, I think I put in the most work in Black Ops 3. Jeremy, yours was Black Ops 1.
No, his was the shifty body ones with the exoskeleton.
Advanced Warfare.
Advanced
Well,
Warfare.
Jeremy ate in all, but like Black Ops 1 and Advanced Warfare, like he ate like it was old country buffet.
Black Ops 3 too, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would look.
Oh yeah, because didn't you Master Prestige that one or was that 2?
Black Ops, no, that was 3.
It was 3.
That got
That was
the 10.
3.
3's like Master Prestige system wasn't like terrible though. If you put in effort, because you can be a Master Prestige and just
Yeah,
be
because
playing
I
all
think
the fucking
I got to 8 and 3.
Yeah, I
I
was.
wasn't even that good then.
Well, you know, I got to 6 and just stopped Prestige because I didn't care anymore.
Right.
So that Master Prestige in that game was kind of funky. I wouldn't.
That's how it's always been, though. It was the same format. You level up until you 55, and then you prestige.
Yeah.
Yeah, the prestige in this game, though, well, I guess you wouldn't really call it prestige in Modern Warfare, but
Ain't no prestige.
it's a lot easier.
Yeah, well, ain't no benefit to leveling up to 155.
I think you get a blueprint. So depending on the blueprint,
I hate
because
the blueprints.
but no, because here's the thing. This is why I kind of like the blueprints because it sucks depending on what guns you like to play with. Because some guns don't get the same benefits that other guns get with the blueprints. Like the skins are cool, but some guns get the tracer bullets, some guns get the certain effects and stuff like that. So depending on the gun you play with, you can really look up with the blueprints without having to spend money.
This is not because you're a black woman, but keep your head still because you're going in and out of the mic. I know you're talking with your hands. I didn't want this to be an attack on black women. It's just what you were doing in that moment.
Trigger alert.
I'm just saying, you're like, because imagine what blueprint you get. Like the blueprint you do. Then you get the next gun.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair.
But yeah, no, this Call of Duty was dope. The only beef I have with it is the fact that it just rapes your storage.
I mean, it commands it. It says, "Hey, clear what you love and make room for me."
Yep.
I
Like,
hate it.
how many times have we been in a situation where it's like, oh, this update is 50 gigs. Oh, I have 150 gigs available. Oh, we can't install this until you clear space. Like, you have plenty of
And
space.
it'd be like 3 gigs.
yeah. Like, clear
Oh,
3
no.
gigs. Like, why? So the fact that this Call of Duty literally like raped the hard drive clean.
That's why I haven't played so much, to be honest with you, because I didn't play at all last season.
I didn't either.
I missed the whole season.
I've been distracted.
I refuse to play this season because the game comes out in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I played 2 days ago and went 80 and 34.
I thought it was 88.
No, it's 80 and 34. I said 80. 80 and 34.
I
In
refuse.
shipment.
I refuse to play until I get my PS5.
No,
Don't
you're
play
just
Call of
Don't
Duty.
play shooters.
well, yeah.
bro.
You don't play shooters.
Come on, bro. You
You
walked in on
played
this.
3 with
You
us
walked
because
in,
we
dude.
begged you to.
Yeah.
You're not a Call of Duty. You're not a shooter.
But-
You barely playing. You don't even have Ghosts yet, do you?
I'm not buying no new games until the PS5 come out.
That's fair.
I mean, I'll give you that. I'll give you, but still, you're.
I don't
But
understand.
I do
that
play
logic.
shooters. I do play shooters.
I don't understand that logic because you know they're free. They're upgrades. So if you buy the Ghosts now, you can play. You'll spend the same amount of money now that you would when the
PS5
PS5
come
comes
out.
out.
Yeah, the money doesn't change.
And that game
doesn't change.
And so as of now, that game's not getting a PS5 update. It's just getting a technical update from the hardware.
Yeah, and PS5 can play PS4 disc games.
And they're going to unlock that cap one day. You're going to be like behind. Like 110 is not going to be the permanent cap, I think.
I just had a baby.
Okay.
All right.
All right. Give me something else. Give me,
Okay.
please. Please give me something else.
Give us a logical and responsible reason.
I
why.
got my money put aside for my PS5.
Okay. I'll take that, bro.
You need to pull a Kevin Hart, so I got to check and save. And
Man, yeah, man.
yeah, I can't deposit. It take 3 days.
But to backtrack back to Brittany's KD, people don't understand how bad Brittany was when she started. She couldn't aim she couldn't aim down the sights, and she couldn't turn to look. So she would just run straight.
It was terrible. I was like a toddler playing.
Talk about a pack mule. Like we carried you.
I mean, every game.
I would say carry. She was useful because
Objectives.
Man, she sat on that
Objective
Dominion,
games.
boy.
Dominion hard point.
I got
won us
beat.
games. I won us games.
She threw so many bodies at B, but sometimes it was hurtful because they was getting a kill streak so easily.
Yeah.
How many times she died?
Yeah, I'm talking about like 12 and like 80, 12 and 92.
It was
But
bad.
these last two Call of Duties, man,
She played more than everybody else.
You just lapped
Oh
us.
man,
I mean,
We got your back now. It's not the other way around.
I'm sitting in objectives.
Yeah.
Hey, but remember when you used to, one of the biggest funny things, you used to melee accidentally because you used to run so hard. So be mid,
I still have that problem sometimes.
elbow just fly out of nowhere. I'm like, what are you doing?
Hey, it'll give me like free kills though on accident. I get a lot of accidental kills with that.
Okay.
It's gross here.
Very much so.
Now we can stay on the leaderboard. You top three.
I'm always
Hey, top 3. And I maintain my title as Reaper of Istanbul. You know, I kill all y'all.
He be killing us, boy.
Look,
Boy,
I'm so happy Call of Duty let 3 kills and then you can't kill the teammates no more because man.
Yeah, Brendan wasn't able to play with us last
Brendan
game.
doesn't have teamwork in any sense or capacity,
What?
and that's not his fault because he's good at games, but it's when it's teamwork based games, it's false confidence.
He has a
sometimes.
permanent Leroy Jenkins.
Roy
He
Jenkins.
just goes left.
And I mean, like, you play Call of Duty and you run towards A. You're looking at your arrows, and that's one arrow that's going the other way. You know who the arrow is. You know who that arrow is. And then he'll get flanked like, damn, where'd he come from? Well, nigga, where you ran? You ran the other side, clean across the other side of the board, and got flanked, bro. Or he'll fight like 15 people by himself in Ghost, and like he gets killed. He's like, oh, damn, what happened? What happened? Like, you know what happened, nigga.
look, I have abandonment issues in video games.
He said, I can do it.
Man, I could do it. I ain't going out like that. And on top of that, I don't have a lot of people I can reliably trust in video games. I have y'all, but you know, that's like emotional damage.
Trust no one. I feel you, bro. I feel you.
Do we need like a video game intervention? Like, you can trust us in the game, bro.
We're not trying to plan another intervention yet.
I think we just bring that up.
Nope.
So in the comments, guys, guess who had
You comment, who do you think had an intervention?
Yeah.
Of us 5, who had it?
You got a sound bite for that?
I wish I did.
You need the Jeopardy. Do, 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 do.
Like, what is this? Hold on.
That would have worked. Intervention.
All right now, guys, it's your time to pick. Who was it?
Damage.
You guys watching this is probably the one who's dancing and who's not.
The first one to get it in the comments gets a $25
Who's
$25 gift certificate to Target.
No.
Who's $25?
You love Target, don't you?
Hey, you know, roll it out.
We're gonna make that his responsibility, you guys. So at Suchi91, if you guess right,
It was.
Guess right now.
Ah, dang, nobody gets a thing now.
Well, dang.
That's the. What do you think? We have money?
There's a grandfather clock behind me. If people don't understand what's
It
going
looks like,
on.
is that made of pure gold?
Hey, is this balling chandelier in perspective?
Oh, yeah,
of
the
the camera?
chandelier ball.
yeah,
Y'all see-
it's
is that diamond?
No, it's okay.
whoa.
Can you
Crystals.
pan up or can you, the camera move? 'Cause I want-
Nope. And I mean, I probably could, but I'm not going to for the sake of.
For
Well-
principle.
All right, Doulahan.
Doulahan.
Moving on. What were we?
Oh yeah. What's comment?
You're talking about like everything that you liked about PS5. Outside of you thinking it's going to be this like the system.
Yeah, that's
the
it,
next
man.
5
I
years.
just think it's gonna be. I think it's just so put together and it's really well thought out. Like like I feel like Xbox went from Xbox 360 to Xbox One, and didn't change enough for me to make it.
Wasn't intentional.
What do you mean?
It
We're
was to
saying
compete.
like they didn't
Oh yeah,
intentionally make
they
it.
dropped something because they had to, not because they wanted something. They
was
put out a
time for them.
quality product. I will say though, I don't know if it's real or not, but there's the next Xbox, that brick Xbox. There's a rose gold.
that block.
There's that block. There's a rose gold one. I think that's. I don't know if it's fan made or it's real, but that's.
One thing I
positive it's
will
fan-made.
no, but
That's
one thing I
pretty.
will give the Xbox because
They
of
got
that
really
big
good skins.
yeah because of that big block. It's an open canvas to be painted to and skin to whatever. So like the customization is gonna be crazy with third party skin vendors.
The only thing that I ask from the new PS5 is that if they make this young Nathan Drake video game,
A movie.
It's a movie.
it's a movie.
Uncharted.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
but
if they
it's
end up making a video game about it as well, don't ruin the Nathan Drake series the way that you ruined The Last of Us. That's all I ask.
The PS5 is not responsible for that.
No, yes they are.
No, they're not.
You know why they're responsible?
Tell me.
Because they allowed them to make a game to play on their system. They're responsible.
Well, let's roll,
Yep.
roll that back, Sushi. Naughty Dog is a Sony studio,
Oh, that's definitely responsible now.
Well,
So-
that would have been better to lead with.
but I mean, Last of Us has had mixed criticism. Some people really loved it. Some people really
I don't
hated
know. I
it.
think people hated it more.
Well,
than
one
loved
thing
it.
They did.
But Sony,
The fan critics who commented on it, it was like 80% compared to
but
like the,
Sony gives their people creative control, right? So they're not saying, "Hey, we don't like that. Redo this work."
Well, you got to remember though, games like Last of Us is built like a series, like a TV series. Like it's such a fucking in-depth story, and it's a great story, and it was so good you can't finish it right. There's no real way to finish something that's written that well. I didn't play the game, but I watched YouTube videos,
Naruto.
read it.
Naruto.
Naruto,
They
Dex-
Naruto themselves.
Naruto was
Dexter.
written well.
Dexter. But see,
Breaking
they're
Bad.
fixing Dexter though.
It's coming back, bro.
They're fixing it.
Nah, they could have finished
I know you heard.
Naruto well.
They coming back.
They're
bro.
fixing it.
Whole season.
They're giving
bro.
us a season to fix
It's
it.
okay.
You know that's why that's happening, to fix it.
My mic's having a problem.
Technical difficulties.
It's having 10,000 technical difficulties.
Because Torrance so wide over there.
Kong.
Big back.
Kong over there.
Oh man.
Anyway, so off of PlayStation news, and like I said, we can't wait. November 12th is going to be a dope time. I know the Xbox comes out like 2 days before, but whatever.
We don't
I'm
care.
excited. I might flip a couple bricks to buy the headphone.
Hey, you
Well,
got to
you
do
know
what you
what
got to do.
you
I'm selling blood, bro.
do.
Hey,
You think I'm playing?
might go ahead and sell some of my
Hey.
future children.
Sushi, you pretty. I mean, you can be somebody's sugar baby.
OnlyFans.
I'm telling. We tell you all the time,
I'm telling you, bro.
OnlyFans.
I don't, I
We tell
don't,
you
I
all
don't
the time.
support
I've been trying to
it.
pimp you since like 2013. So
I don't support it, but
You got to do what you got to do.
if you want this PS5, I mean, you could just wait until 2022. I mean, whenever it's relevant.
22
Again. Yeah, because maybe it's gonna take you a while.
to do what?
Get the PS5.
Nah, I'm having it when they come.
Okay.
Cool.
I'm bringing my P365 with me to go pick it up.
Are you gonna be in that vest in that plaid shirt? That what
Hey,
you go in?
hey.
Okay.
Matter of fact, I'm gonna get the green one back from Brittany that I let her
you're
borrow.
not getting that
never
back.
You know what?
Getting your clothes back.
He's gonna walk.
Never
in,
getting
He's
that
gonna
back.
walk in that store with that shirt on, looking like a thin Hispanic Debo.
You know what else?
Hey, you know what? This is kind of relevant and side relevant. I'm wondering, since the masks are like a required thing now, like has robbery increased? Because it's not awkward if somebody stands outside of a store and put a mask
With
over
a
their
black
face.
bandana tied around their face.
You know what? That is an excellent question.
How you think I'm getting my PS5?
Walk up with a hood and bandana. It's like, oh, he's
I'm
just
just
protecting
saying,
from COVID.
I'm wearing all black and have a bandana tied across my head.
Writing on your face. Oh my goodness.
Who's fucking playing? You got the PS3.
So when we shoot this podcast
And you're not here.
and you're not here, or he brought his PS5, there's gonna be immediate concerns.
Hey, we gonna go.
Why are y'all whispering to each
Okay,
other?
you know it's a podcast, right?
Nah, because if I say it on the thing, then they gonna know it was us.
But that's the
Well, I'm 260, short black man. You are a 6'1" Hispanic dude, they probably know who's robbing them. So
Very noticeable.
very noticeable.
You do not hide well.
Not at all.
We can put your fucking hair in a beanie, nigga.
Oh God, it's so terrible.
Get up curls.
Well, shoot, since everybody knows, I was saying we gonna go. I'm gonna order some Borderland masks. We're gonna go at Psychos.
Hey, as long as it has
I
a
got a
filter.
better one, but I'll say it off camera.
You don't want to get nobody incriminated for any potential
Yeah,
crimes.
you
or
know.
All right, we'll see how to get these PS5s. Well, we're buying the legal way,
Yeah,
so
trading in.
His and hers, you know.
yeah, his and hers, right?
Oh, y'all so cute.
She gonna spray paint it pink.
Now we're doing this pink side plates.
No,
First of all,
no gender
I am
norms
not
here,
that
bro.
much of a girl
No gender norms.
to spray
here,
paint
bro.
my system pink.
I don't know, man. You had
Blood
you,
red, okay?
You had hair the same color as cotton
Oh,
candy.
85.5, man.
Blood red.
You affiliated?
You had
Good
cotton
question.
you had cotton
mean,
candy. You
I
had
am
2 weeks
not.
ago.
That's the stylist in me.
Well,
On to other things.
Yeah, so, yesterday was Saturday. We had some exciting things in the UFC. And then also today, we also had some things going on in WWE land. I know a lot of people want to shit on wrestling. But a couple exciting things happened, a couple not exciting things happened. But, yesterday was Khabib's last fight, potentially.
That's the only one I'm really focused on, bro. To be honest with you.
No, I got the. So we'll start with the lesser known fight. These are the co-main event. Robert Whitaker, the former UFC middleweight champion.
Yep.
And why is this important? Because Dana says his next fight should be Izzy, and he just fought Izzy, and it was very one-sided.
Yep.
Izzy beat the brakes off Rob.
Yep.
Now,
Drastically.
and this is important because Rob's last 2 fights before Izzy was 10 straight rounds with Yoel Romero. So if anybody doesn't know who Yoel Romero is, go up to your wall and then punch it. That's what it feels like. Luke Rockhold fought Yoel Romero and was quoted saying, "I kicked him, then I stopped." Yoel Romero is a 205-pounder that went down to 185 and said this man was too big for him. That's how big this man. He's Cuban.
He takes hits.
He takes hits.
He can get beat.
Mm-hmm. He's an Olympic wrestler. He's a world champion wrestler, and
He takes the fight out of you.
and he refuses to wrestle. He just beats you up because he doesn't need to wrestle. He doesn't believe he needs to use that skill because it's too good.
Wow.
Now to now going into that was pretty smooth actually,
Why
bro.
won't they stay on the table?
I think it's just so front heavy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so front
Listen
heavy.
to Mike.
But ours are on the table.
Because we got different ones.
Different
Yeah.
stands.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, we got different ones. So what the important part is, and Jeremy loves Izzy.
Hold on.
I do.
Did it stop recording for a second? Oh, it's fine. Jeremy loves Izzy.
Yes.
And I don't think he wins this second fight.
What?
I don't think he beats Rob twice.
You're lying. No.
I don't think he beats
No.
Rob twice because you have to be a very tough person to beat Yoel twice in a row. And Izzy's fight with Yoel, it showed fear. I don't care what anybody says. I get he's a counter striker, but that's a different type of fear
Yo,
to fight someone that slow over
Yoel
5
gets
rounds.
in his own way though. That's the
did.
problem. He's not. My problem with Yoel is that he's a fighter, but that's it. Like, ain't no like. Where's the strategy? He just goes in like a bull.
Well, he's 0-4 in his last fight. He lost twice. He lost twice to Rob.
Yeah.
Once to Izzy and one to Paulo.
And you can look at all of his fights and see like, man, if he was just
But you know what's scary is that people get fired usually after that. He just got an extension
because he
Because
has a following.
because no one wants to fight him. No, everyone's scared to fight
Man,
him.
he got so much potential, bro. But he doesn't use no other strategy but his
pure-
head and strength.
You know he's 45.
You know who reminds me of in a just reference to anime? He's a Broly.
Ooh.
He's strong. He's built. But he doesn't use any training.
No. The big dude from Yu Yu Hakusho. That's what he reminds me of.
Jiro.
So
Jiro.
He's Jiro from Yu Yu.
He's nice, strong.
nice,
but
dumb as a box of bricks, man.
Sounds to me like you guys are describing Kenpachi.
No, Kenpachi's.
Actually got some strategies, man.
Yeah.
Nah, his strategy is cut me so I can grab you and cut you.
And also, remember, he tried to stab the guy in the eye because he couldn't get through his arm. I mean, we getting off topic, but that was strategy because he's like, I can't cut you. So look, I ain't never met a guy that eyes and throat can't be cut. It was one of the most famous lines. So,
but yeah, back to the Izzy fight. I think Rob is another high level kickboxer, probably the highest in the division.
Yeah, I give you that.
So when you fight someone,
he hits hard. He kicks.
Rob hits hard.
Yeah, I give you that.
And he does a lot of ducking stuff. You don't see the punches coming because he's so short, but he can close distance.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And so I don't think, and I think Izzy hit that point in his championship career where he's confident. He's really, really confident.
Very confident.
And with this, like the Corona, not having full camps and like not having the people you need to have around you, it's gonna make this really hard for him to beat this nigga twice. And I don't see it. I don't see it.
Look, it's there because the fact of Rob's gonna go in there super confident.
Why though?
Because he's gonna be super.
Almost spilled my yak, boy.
He's gonna go in there super confident because the simple fact is that he's like, oh, I can do it this time. Oh, I know what I did wrong. You know, the second time when you come to a fight, you're like, oh, I know my mistakes. Oh, I've been watching the tapes. I got it this time.
You felt the power. You know what it feels like to get punched by that person.
Now, it's the same thing that happened with
Randy Couture, Chuck Liddell.
The only reason this fight just in my head is the Stipe and DC fight. After he fought the first time, he was like, okay, that's how it feels like to get hit. Got you. So I feel like he's going to go in there and feel like, all right, I got it this time and lose again.
You just like picking on DC.
I do. I would take every.
There's about 10 trilogies you could have picked from.
I could have. I thought about it too real quickly, and I chose to pick DC because I do not like him as a person. As a fighter, he's amazing.
You just mad that he wouldn't fight what's his face?
John?
Yeah.
No, he eventually did and still lost. He can't win trilogies. No, I'm more upset because, and I'm getting off topic. I want to go back to Whitaker.
Oh, it's a transition because DC's Khabib's coach. We can go back. It's cool. it all goes back a bit.
Okay, like so I'm mad with because DC was dancing with Popeye's chicken on a commercial.
You're right.
As a black.
okay.
I'm saying I'm about to, you know where I was about to go with this.
Talking about fighting. Okay.
No, but that's why I'm gonna say as a person, as a fighter,
We'll find that picture. We'll put it right here.
Right there, please. Just
Brendan, Zeph, we're putting that picture.
Yeah, him dancing with
DC with the chicken wings,
please. And you guys will understand. As a black man. Okay. Anyways, DC's an amazing fighter. I'll give him that. And just going back to like, so when he fought Stipe. Boom. Now you know both of them. They admitted like, okay, that's how it is. Get hit. They came out both confident. I think the same thing is going to happen with Whitaker because he's like, okay, now I know what I did wrong, so I'm gonna come out there super confident. But I think he's going to come out there too confident.
I can see that.
Especially, and it's a different feel also when you're a former champion. Because in the back of your head, you're like, I had to go. Mm-hmm. I had to go before.
And he defended it. He's a real champion.
Yeah,
he defended it twice, so that's pretty impressive.
Yeah,
I think the crowd though will help. Not having a crowd is gonna help Rob too, because one is not. It's gonna. I mean, it's obviously gonna have the anxiety of fighting, but it's a little bit better not being in front of 10,000 people, and then you can hear corners
clearly, right?
You can hear corners
super
clearly.
Clear.
So that means that it doesn't help if they're talking in code, but after 5 rounds, your code's not getting that complicated. No. You know what I mean?
I know what you're saying.
So you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it can't. It only like. Unless he's really beating them, if it's close and you start hitting, because that's kind of happened. I felt like happened in you guys watch Max Holloway's fight. He won. So Max Holloway just fought the 45-pound champion. Dude, so boring, can't remember his name. He's a Polish guy. Max beat the dog shit out of the man for the first 2 rounds, and then the 3rd round was up in the air, and then the Polish dude just kind of ran away the last 2 rounds. And I think Max was so comfortable, and like he just didn't change anything up in that 5th round, and he took it enough to win the fight. And it's the second time he beat Max, so he beat Max for a championship. And Max is like, you know, kind of like Tony Ferguson, like undefeated, kind of monstrous type kid, injury prone a little bit, but to beat him twice in a row, like that hurt. And you could tell just the way the fight went. He just didn't change, and that kid just kept adapting, getting better and better.
You just saw he lost all confidence. Okay, I gotta check that fight out.
That's a good fight. Anything with Max is gonna be a good fight. But to get back to Khabib though, do you want to start?
I mean, well, first of all, Khabib's submission game is he's a perfect fighter, bro. I mean, there's no way to knock him being a perfect fighter. So I'm gonna go with the fight and also about the personal things after the fight. So as a fighter, he's a perfect fighter. I mean, you saw. I knew he was getting submitted. I mean, I wish I was a betting man because I would have put the house on that. I knew that he was gonna submit. What's his name? Jake
Justin. Gaethje.
I knew he was gonna submit Justin. As soon as it started, and they started playing around, and then as soon as he got him to the ground, I'm like, no, he's submitting him next round. And a minute 24?
Yeah.
Into the second round, we got a submission. I think a minute 24. So, I mean, he's the perfect fighter. Can't nobody take what he's done. 29-0. Now about him retiring, I don't know, man. I can't talk about nobody's personal beliefs and things, but I don't think this is the time to retire. He's young.
I think what's scary is for Khabib's last 5 fights has all been around quicker than the fight before. He fought I want to say, I think it's Barbosa. Took him 5 rounds. Conor took 4. Poirier took 3. Justin took 2. So he's just getting better and better as it goes. But, you know, we can't, again, these guys in Dagestan, they're living 10 people in the house. You know what I mean? They're not, they're like
living off the land.
But like because they want to. You know what I mean? They got 6 of these guys are AK right now fighting in the UFC. You know what I mean? They travel down to I think AK's in Florida. AK in Florida.
Yeah.
They travel down to Florida to train with DC and them, Luke Rockhold and all those guys, and then going back home and living in a fucking house together, like, you know, like Neanderthals, because they want to. They're just close like that. So when you got somebody that a group of people that's close like that, and you lose your dad, and like his dad's been coaching him, like from 4-year-old wrestling to 29-0 best fighter in history of the sport, and then the fact that he even fought this fight through COVID, through the Muslim holiday, through the summer, and not being able to train, then his father dying.
But I think this is a reaction. I don't think this shouldn't be permanent.
But you saw him at the weight. He almost didn't make weight. He was so relieved when he made weight. He's never had a weight problem.
Mm-hmm.
I remember that was the first thing that popped up a couple days ago. That they were saying that he was having weight issues.
He had one weight problem. He had a weight problem one time, but other than that, he's never really had a weight problem.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I think this should be tempered because I understand because I'm not a medical professional, but I'm pretty sure he's going through a depression, and that's to affect him fighting. And a depression doesn't have to. And I'm hoping for him that if this is something he's grieving his father, which he has the right to do so, that as a fighter though, that's what he loved. You know, I will never sit there and think of my parent, even though I know his mom pressured him and he had to say something, but even as something that I love, I would never think that my parent would want me to stop doing because of any reason.
And that's what people are pushing because his dad goal for him was 30-0, retire, and he's 1 fight away. So it's definitely a possibility, but you know, a fight like that would 30-0. He's gonna pick a good fight. You know what I mean? He's not gonna pick Conor because he's done with Conor. He won't even talk about him in interviews.
He proved it.
He beat Dustin. He beat Gaethje. He beat Barbosa. He beat.
What was that guy
Poirier.
that went to decision?
Huh?
It was a dude that it was a match that went to decision that he wasn't able to.
That was early though. That was pre Barbosa.
Okay.
But he has no one else to beat. The only person he hasn't fought yet is Michael Chandler, and it's gonna be a wash. It's not. That was probably the best I've ever seen Khabib. That's most of the like you know he's always hit hard, but to run through like people don't know who Justin Gaethje is. Like if we look at Gaethje's record,
no, I know. Yeah,
I mean we know, but he beat Tony Ferguson, Donald Cerrone, James Wick. He lost to Dustin Poirier, but that was tight. He got stopped in the 4th, but you know he lost to Eddie Alvarez, former champion. You know what I mean? Beat Michael Johnson, like Luis. Like
he don't got the potential to be a champion and defend. Like he can't keep. He wouldn't be able to keep a belt at all.
I think he wins the belt.
Who?
Justin.
Again?
I think Justin gets Michael Chandler because Chandler was cutting and prepping just in case his fight went left to jump in, and so he's on the same timeline as Justin right now. You know what I mean? Because I think Poirier is waiting. I think Poirier is fighting Conor in January for some charity thing within the UFC. So if they're fighting in January, that means that gives Justin 2 months to recover, and he'll probably fight in February.
So you think he'll be? I don't think he'll defend it, bro. He's too inconsistent.
But so was Masvidal. Masvidal went 4-0 before he went through the tear in welterweight. Masvidal used to get beat up a lot. Masvidal lost a lot of fights. And so the fact that he's at now, he changed camps, he changed his mindset. You know what I mean? Frankie Edgar.
Frankie Edgar was
getting beat up all the time.
Yeah.
He just fought for a belt a little while ago. He lost.
We'll see, man. I really want to see because it depends on how strong that division is. 'Cause right now the division is pretty standard. Like it's not. There's no killers like
In 55?
yeah.
Khabib's? Yeah, there are. He just watched them all.
Well, that's
It's
they don't have the potential to become killers because you got Majin Buu running through the ranks.
It's like
destroying.
if you
They
take
can't go
out-
on streaks.
If you take out, we're gonna go back. We're gonna go anime because that's what we're into, right?
Yeah.
You take Bleach, you put all the captains in the room. You take Aizen and Captain Commander out. That's the rest of the division.
Question: is he allowed to talk about Bleach?
No, I'm going to. And we're not bringing it up. I'm not telling you why I don't watch it anymore. I don't watch it anymore. I stopped watching on a very specific episode.
Why do you have to bring that up, Suji?
I'm just saying,
that was a good example. That was actually a really good example.
Torrance, to a certain degree, understands power scales at least.
Okay,
so this is
'cause-
good for this.
Yes.
I listen to Jimmy when he tells me things. Bleach, Attack on Titan. He reads stuff. I listen and I watch it. I've watched it eventually. Bleach I'm not watching eventually, but other stuff I watch eventually.
You're gonna watch this last season.
Why?
We're not bringing it up.
I don't know.
You don't know?
Tosin,
Oh,
the
okay.
blind.
Okay.
He died. He died, and that was Torrance's favorite character for some
It
reason.
turned him into.
He didn't know that one of the villains were going to die in the series.
It wasn't that he died. It wasn't that he died.
Because he
What
turned
they
into a
turned
fly.
He turned into a fucking grasshopper and then died.
He turned into a moth. Let's be specific.
It was a grasshopper. Pretty sure it was a grasshopper.
Anyway.
That's funny.
So
Okay.
But yeah, so I think that division is. I mean, especially it gives Conor the chance to run, and he's always gonna be fun to watch.
He will.
But this also shows how good Conor is.
He also knows how to sell fights.
It took Khabib 4 rounds to beat Conor.
It did.
And this is Conor McGregor after boxing and not fighting for 2 years.
Yep. This is now kind of in his prime.
It's not Conor, and he's emotional. He's upset. He's talking shit to Khabib.
It's not Conor in his prime.
Conor in his prime fought Dom Cerrone and shouldered him to death. He broke his nose with his shoulder.
Yep.
Knocked him out in a minute and 10 seconds.
Mm-hmm.
Conor McGregor
That's a
is a
strong
monster.
Irish, bro.
He is a piece of shit, but he's
As a
amazing.
person.
As a
He's
person.
yeah.
Well, he's not now. He has a baby. He's super cool now, but
Europeans built different.
yeah, babies change you. But he's engaged now. He's so Khabib congrats. Wish him well by his father twice now.
He's humbled.
Humbled a little bit. Well, he got humbled that
Oh man.
much.
You can't talk all that stuff and walk into a ring.
Yeah, you
get
got
murdered.
Yeah, that you remember. I gotta take that picture. Put the picture up of Conor after he got choked out. That's humble for you, boy. That's oof.
Right. Yeah. Well. Yeah. You choke somebody up, you mean business.
Mm-hmm.
That's the worst thing you can be left choked out on the ground, and while the victor is standing over you at your
Just yapping
flimsy
at
body,
you.
you're like,
in Russia.
and I lost.
Well, my favorite part is that you watch that video of Khabib talking to people while he's beating them up? Oh, I sent you on Instagram. So Khabib likes to talk, but what he says is hilarious. He's fighting Michael Johnson. He's like, "Hey, can you please give up? I deserve to fight for the belt. You know this, right? I deserve to fight, right?" And like in between each statement, he's punching him in the face. Like, "I deserve to fight. Punch. No, you should give up. Punch. Please give up. Punch. You know I deserve this. Punch. You agree, right? Punch." And this is what he's saying. And then Connie's like, "You want to talk now? Are you ready to talk? You want to talk now? We can talk now. It's just business, right? Just talk now." And he's just like beating the fuck out of people.
He talks mad.
And then on the corner, he'll go to the corner and he'll be like, "Hey, Dana, I deserve belt, right? I'm best, right? Pound for pound. No, he's done. He's done. I deserve the belt.
He's not even negotiating anymore.
He's in the corner just talking to Dana White. The man's insane. Now, speaking of insane, and I think, and this brings me up another thing, Chimaev, the dude I was telling you about, who's getting double booked for fights. The next could
This
be.
dude that you think that's going to take out Israel?
You watch Chimaev.
He's not taking out Israel Adesanya.
Well, first of all,
Okay.
he's going the 170 route. He's not. He's going Usman's route. Usman's belt.
He's going. That's the route he's going.
They're giving him Leon Edwards. Okay. His next fight's Leon Edwards.
They putting too much. He's all right. He's about to be sugared.
Because so
He's about to be sugared.
So he's gonna beat.
Sugar Shane. Sugar Shane. He had his career ahead of him. He was one hit knocking people out. I mean, dead on the floor. He fights a real fighter, and he gets an ankle roll, and then his head get planted inside of the ground like somebody's planting carrots. Like he got staked so hard. I can't. That elbow. And I trusted him. I put all my faith into him.
I told you he's gonna lose that fight.
You didn't know it was gonna happen like that.
Not that embarrassing. I thought he was gonna lose the fight by decision.
You didn't know it was gonna happen like that.
I thought he was gonna get beat up. I didn't know he was gonna get stopped. I will say that. I thought he was gonna get beat up. I didn't think he was gonna get stopped. But Chimaev is different because he's like Izzy when he has a stupid kickboxing career. He's not new. He has like 5 or 6 pro fights. How much time we got
on this topic? Because I don't want to take the whole. We can talk about this all night.
Yeah. This is my last. This is my last point about Chimaev, because my buddy Neil Magny, he's 7th in the UFC welterweight division, asked for Chimaev because he's like, because no one believes in rankings. The rankings are stupid. If you're good, you should fight the good motherfuckers. Neil asked for him. Chimaev called not Joe Rogan, Chael Sonnen. He got excited.
Joe Rogan, he called him.
He called Chael Sonnen. He said, "I like Neil Magny." He's like, "I like Neil Magny." Neil Magny is the type of person to know it's his execution and still show up. I would smash him. And then ended the phone call. I'm a big fan now. I love him. Neil's my friend. We train together. We're friends. But I love this nigga, man. You know how cold that is, bro? He knew I'm his execution, but he still showed up. Applaud. I like this man.
Stuff.
He's not being easy though.
That's tough.
I got 2 questions on sports. It has
of course.
doesn't have to necessarily deal with what you're talking about in the same way, but you guys, okay, so Khabib is 29-0.
Yes.
Do you believe that John Jones's one fight should have been called the way that it did because
you want his no disqualification?
Yeah,
he did a legal move.
So if that illegal move wouldn't have been done, do you think he would have still been able to beat him?
So there's only no disqualification if the legal move stops the fight.
Yeah.
So because it happened early.
It was the vertical elbow, right?
Vertical elbow.
Yeah, vertical elbow.
It happened in the 2nd round. So yes, he was beating that kid, but that elbow is what stopped the fight.
Because if that elbow wouldn't have been there, I don't see him having a loss on his record.
Well, no, I mean, because it can be that can be argued. I mean, I agree. Only reason I agree with that, not because I'm a John Jones fan, is that because his history showed, and the dude that he was fighting, I don't even think the dude he was fighting was that much of a monster because it happened so early in his career. They was both up and coming.
He was deaf. The guy he was fighting was deaf.
Okay, so I'm not saying that matters.
This is a fun fact. It's a fun fact, guys.
But I mean, I definitely think he would have been undefeated.
He was winning by far when that happened.
And then the other question was, who do you guys have in this Tyson fight?
Oh, Mike Tyson versus Roy Jones.
Yeah,
it matters. I need to see how big the gloves are and if they're wearing headgear.
They might be wearing 8-ounce gloves.
No, it would be 10 or 12.
They're wearing 8-ounce gloves. That's illegal. They shouldn't.
Yeah. What
they really scratch.
No, I'm sorry. It'd be 12 or 16. 12 or 16.
When I listen to it, they're supposed to be wearing
boxing gloves.
Boxing regulation gloves, and no headgear, and they're going to be having 2-minute rounds instead of 3-minute rounds.
It's expedition, so I think it's going to be 8. It's going to be 8 rounds. But the thing is, so prime Roy Jones won the heavyweight division at 215 because he won heavyweight and then the 3 belts under it at different weights. So he got big to win heavyweight. Prime Tyson was 240. The only difference now is they're both around 215. Like they're both around 215 and pretty healthy. I think
fights at 215.
And that's when I listened to him talking about it. That's what he said.
then-
He said he's around his regular
Roy-
weight, and he's been consistently fighting. He's had fights recently.
Yeah,
Yes,
Roy's last fight was 2018. His last serious fight. But it's Mike Tyson.
For real.
You know, and Roy knows that. Roy understands that, and that's why he's taking this shit so seriously. Because there's a clause they can't knock each other out. They're not supposed to knock each other out.
Mike Tyson's not gonna care about that.
That's what Roy said. Roy says no way. He can't. He doesn't have levels.
No.
It's 100% all the time.
He would never pull. He don't even know what pulling a
Pull
punch
a
is.
punch.
Yeah.
What is that?
If I gave a tiger ground burger,
I can't say nibble it.
huh?
Nibble on the ground meat.
You know what I'm saying? If you just fed a tiger ground meat for 10 years and then gave him a bunny one day, he's still gonna fuck up the bunny. Like, he's not gonna forget how to hurt the
Like,
bunny.
you know, they're like,
Yeah.
little
He's like,
less-
oh, this
small
not,
bites.
this not shredded to delight.
no rules and regulations. I mean, and let's talk about Mike Tyson for a second.
Because they said it. I heard in his last exhibition fight, he knocked somebody out.
Well, Mike Tyson and rules and regulations are not two things that coexist. I mean, let's just go through his history.
He bit somebody's
He's bit some ear. He's unsanctioned animals. I mean,
What'd you say? He catch you?
yeah. Didn't you just reveal that he catch eagles now? Like,
he caught some hawks and trained them.
He has a pigeon farm. I don't know about the eagles.
No, that's the thing.
He has eagles
The
now?
eagles were attacking the pigeons on his pigeon farm,
he caught them.
and he caught them and then trained them.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
That's
I
Mike
mean,
Tyson.
He's winning.
Yeah, Mike Tyson. He's gonna knock somebody. He's gonna,
I think it's going to be a really good match.
If he
it's
knock
not
Roy-
going to be. I don't think it's going to be one sided.
Do you think
But
it's gonna
he's
go?
winning.
Do you think it's gonna go all 8 rounds?
No.
No,
They're they're
not
old.
a chance.
at best two.
Not a
when the
chance.
last time Mike Tyson actually knocked somebody out? I think he's kind of itching for
No,
it.
it was like Suchi said, it was expedition in 15.
I think it was 2015. He knocked
15?
somebody out.
He knocked out. He had an expedition match, quote unquote.
So it's about time again, huh?
Well, you saw Joe Rogan's podcast with him, right? Why he doesn't train?
What?
So he
Oh, it
refused,
makes perfect
he
sense.
refused to train because he was scared of who he would become. He said he would hit the bag and he'd cry because the anger would come, the violence would come, and he would tell his wife like, I can't do this. And his wife was well, how he got into this? His wife called him. His wife told him, hey, you feel unhappy with your body, you should work out. Do 15 minutes on the treadmill. He said by 2 weeks in, he was doing 2 hours a day on the treadmill.
It went from 15 minutes to 2 hours.
Yeah, and then he was like, you know what? Maybe I should hit the mitts. 2 months later, they're calling people for fights. So Roy wasn't the first pick. Roy's like the 7th or 8th pick.
No one will fight him.
I want to fight him.
No one wants to get knocked out by Mike Tyson.
Tyson wants blood.
Yeah, he got really emotional about the fear of himself and who he was when he was fighting like all the time.
And he still talks about it now. Like he's still scared of he says his ego has been reunited, but he's still scared of becoming the person he used to be.
So you're saying is that if he starts fighting, he may actually take the belt. who's the
Yeah, he
heavyweight
might kill
champion
somebody.
now?
Oh, he might kill somebody.
The big gypsy dude.
Tyson
Tyson
Fury.
Fury.
Gypsy King.
Tyson Fury.
That's right.
He licks Tyson. He might kill him, bro.
Yeah.
And then that's a good fight for Tyson because he's not really knocking niggas out.
Tyson don't fight people that hit hard.
I'm saying even Tyson Fury's not a power puncher.
No.
He's
Oh,
technique.
Tyson Fury.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wilder just sucks.
Yeah.
Sorry,
he does.
Sorry,
Yeah,
black
Wilder.
people, but Wilder.
No, he does,
sucks.
and I understand. It's nice to see a black face and champion again, but
You gotta watch the sport, man.
he's not a. He's winning. He's winning off of.
Pure power and
Yeah.
fear.
It's not. I'm sorry, y'all.
Well, we also watched wrestling today.
yeah.
Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Yeah, let's try to get through this one a little bit quicker because we dragged about the UFC stuff. But Hell in a Cell was
You're
today.
supposed to keep us on time.
You know what? This dialogue was so good. It just
Y'all two kind of just took it and ran.
yeah.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
So hey,
It's
we
okay.
have we talk.
We're learning.
Like we over here talking, and that's what we do. But yeah. So Hell in a Cell was today. Really didn't care about what 2 matches.
2 matches.
Two matches were
Well,
on
well,
I mean,
2 and a
maybe-
half.
Yeah,
2 and a half.
Because the women's match was kind of important.
Yeah, the 3 Hell in a Cell matches were the most important thing in the world. But
Do we really need to get into it about them?
No.
Oh, okay.
I would say 3 because didn't What's Name lose his Money in the Bank tonight?
But
Man, that was heartbreaking.
that was heartbreaking. That was random.
That's what I'm
was
saying.
so
That's my. We'll
Okay.
go through everything else because that thing. I have a thing about that.
I have a serious thing
Let's
about that.
let's talk about it now because Otis was for anybody that watches WWE wrestling, Otis, half of a tag team that's been broken up of Heavy Machinery, big dude, When I say big, I mean big, like meat and potatoes big.
That's what my new soundbite.
So he's Mr. Money in the Bank, and which means basically he gets a championship match whenever he wants it at any point in time, as long as he uses it within the calendar year. So he had a match with The Miz after some rigging of Wrestler's Court, and basically the briefcase was on the line, and his best friend Tucker turned on him, and he lost his briefcase. So now The Miz is Mr. Money in the Bank.
I think the reason they're changing their mind is the inability to have multiple important storylines.
They suck at
they
that.
put
That
him,
in no crowd.
They put him on the sideline for so long doing nothing. His heat left. So they're like, oh, fuck, he's not as high as we thought he was. Let's put on someone we think can get some heat or get some, some attention. Miz, I don't know why.
Well,
Because Miz is great.
Does it.
He's really good at what he does.
and also the way I see it is, if Otis kept the briefcase, even though I wanted him to keep it, was he going to take it from Roman?
No,
no,
absolutely not.
no.
So
And
can Miz take it from Roman?
Well,
but
Miz is on Raw.
It builds a better match. How do you book Otis and Roman?
You can't.
Seriously,
And
and
the draft kind of saved him on that one because Miz is on Raw now and Otis is on SmackDown. So now that Miz is on Raw, he would go against Orton now, per se, if he was the champion.
But Miz ain't going against. They not gonna put a belt on Miz. It's like ain't no way.
well, no, I think they would. After the run that he did with the Intercontinental Championship, I think he's proven that he can carry a bigger
I
belt.
believe that. And
But
so
also, when Miz was Mr. Money in the Bank years ago, he took it from Orton.
That makes sense as to why Orton won then.
well, unless like what Brendan said, it's him and Edge at WrestleMania.
Mania.
that makes actually
But
more
that,
sense.
that can all still happen.
Mm-hmm.
That can also happen. It can still be the Miz and Orton feuds until we get to that point. You
'Cause-
know what I mean? They feud because WWE for whatever reason drags feuds out.
For calendar years.
This feud can go for the next few pay-per-views until it's time for it to go into him and Edge's feud.
But where's Drew gonna go in all this?
Well,
That's it.
here's how I probably will see it. That Drew will probably get a rematch, even though he's not supposed to.
Yeah, he'll lose.
It's Survivor
The
Series.
same way Orton got 3, 4.
that he shouldn't have.
Yeah, but
Three
then
matches,
it'll be
rematches.
the final.
Yeah.
You know.
But so he would get a rematch. Miz will cash in. That'll book Miz and Orton. And then up until the Rumble, Orton can get it back. Edge can come back.
Yeah.
And
I hope they thinking like you know my theory. If we're thinking like this, they're not.
they're definitely not.
You know what I can see happening? Miz, the Randy and Edge feud starts now. Miz and Drew feud because Drew trying to get the briefcase to get his title back. He takes it from Miz. He cashes in WrestleMania.
That could happen.
That's something.
Because it's almost November.
Yeah, so we're close.
Yeah. So we're close to Mania.
It's the time now.
They're finna start building up for Mania.
Because it takes several months for them to build for Mania.
Yeah, they finna after Survivor Series they'll be starting.
Because we're not jumping belts a lot.
Because after Survivor Series they finna start building for the Rumble.
They got one more pay-per-view, TLC.
Well, no, but TLC is like a wash.
Yeah,
the pay-per-view before the Rumble is a wash.
But then that'll be like after that one, it's like full steam ahead to the Rumble.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a fluffer.
Yeah, TLC
whatever pay-per-view they throw before the Rumble, it's always like whatever.
That's more for tag teams, to be honest with you.
TLC, yeah, that's a tag team.
And weapons, get our weapons off. People, we miss weapons sometimes.
Yeah. Okay, so all right, Bailey and Sasha. Bailey
Trash.
is the lesser of the 4 horsewomen.
Yes.
This is proven. We all know this. I hate her so much in that Karen haircut. I hate it. I hate her rock remix. I hate.
That should not qualify for anything for
You said what?
She's the thickest though.
You're not wrong.
In what?
You're not wrong.
In what level? Because Charlotte has more muscle mass.
We've all seen Charlotte naked. It's unpleasant. Don't hurt me if you hear this.
It's unpleasant. She keep popping boobs.
Yeah, rub your titties.
She need a better. She needs to go to Dr. Miami
You know
or
what I'm saying?
something.
Like I can't.
Chest
like,
plate or something.
like I don't know. It's just I don't know. Breast implants on wrestlers is kind of weird to me because
I don't
it's
know.
such a
Trish
phy-
did it.
It's
So
such a physical sport.
Trish did it. Trish
Yeah.
ain't
I
never
still-
have a titty pop.
You're right.
Sable, all them. Yeah, all of them had titties back in the day.
But
And they had bad jobs.
Yeah, those were old school 90s like bricks.
So they were good considering the
Well, that's probably
time.
what it was. It was bricks. They weren't moving.
Fill them up with sand.
Yeah, those little sand
Sandbag.
exercise balls. That shit, like you laying that bitch and slowly just kind of regroup with it.
Tough.
No.
Built to last.
No.
Four titties. boy.
Doulahan. Anyway,
Oh yeah,
but
right.
yeah, so yeah, that whole
I'm
thing.
glad Sasha won.
Yes.
I'm done. I'm so over it.
It's not even about Sasha winning.
So
Can she keep the belt?
Oh my
Because
goodness.
she is about to be what's
Notorious for
How
losing the
many-
belt.
Well, she is officially a Grand Slam champion now.
it don't matter. She can't keep a belt.
This is true.
She's
But
the
I want her to. I want them to stop writing her as being able to be so easily beaten.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's the Booker T of belts.
what?
Man.
What made
Booker T holds titles for a little while.
what?
The WCW. The
What
WCW
made
never
y'all
held titles.
stop being fans? Because I could have sworn y'all used to be fans of Bailey back in the day.
No.
Bailey was good during
Bailey.
NXT.
NXT Bailey. Because we saw Bailey fight
Yeah.
when she was in NXT. We liked her.
When she
That's
got
what I'm
to-
saying. Like
She got to the main
She got
roster.
to the main roster, and for whatever reason, her
threw in a
her
Nerf mansion.
skill
She
just
stopped. She
diminished.
stopped wrestling hard.
She was. I don't know if they were trying to play up her not being as good as everybody else because she didn't get caught up with everybody else.
I feel like when people feud with Nia, they come out worse. I feel like
Bailey didn't. I mean, not Bailey. Sorry, Becky didn't.
Yeah, Becky did.
Becky.
Becky skyrocketed.
Becky.
Face break.
I'm talking about come out worse, like their skill. Because you're working with someone you really can't do
Well,
nothing to.
you know
for
what?
2-3
I understand
months.
what you're saying
You know what I
because
mean?
I thought Sasha was trash for a little bit after she had the whole thing with Nia.
Yeah, because like you're not doing a lot of your moves that you usually do on Nia. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
you can't wrestle how you normally
You can't wrestle her like you normally wrestle a person. So you're like, it's like somebody watch like wrestling the Big Show. You're not.
Yeah, wrestling Nia was more so a help for Nia because it allowed her to be able to kind of wrestle
But
for
for,
real.
but for the other person, it
But
doesn't
for
work.
the person, they're just a rag doll.
So, what do you guys think is the weight limit to be able to do certain things in your
It's
skill
not
set?
so much a weight limit; it's just not being the same size as your opponent.
No, because I mean, I might not watch wrestling as much as y'all.
Braun,
but
you know who Braun Strowman is?
yeah, the big
Braun
swole-
Strowman and Big Show were able to have a good wrestling match because they're the same size.
No, but let's say Cena height wise isn't Strowman or Big Show, but he's still a big
But it's
dude.
different.
He's
It's
a
different
good-
from men.
It's different from men, and also he's a really good all around wrestler. So he's able to adapt and change his skill set
That's
to
what I'm
match
saying.
his opponent.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
what
but-
do you
But
think
that's
is like
easier
the,
for men to do.
Yeah,
It's
and
not
for
so much
women-
a weight
because
no,
it's because as someone his size, you normally wouldn't see pull off a Hurricane, right?
Luke Harper did.
Normal. Well,
Yeah.
normal.
And that's what
saying
what he
normally.
did. You don't see The Rock doing that. You don't see in Big Show, Big Show, Braun Strowman.
Braun
or any
Strowman
of
has
Braun
done
Strowman
it.
has done
Braun
it.
can do it.
Oh, so this
it's
so
not normally, but I get what you're saying.
No,
but
I
it's-
understand what
these
you're
are
saying.
freaks.
Are you asking how much
even
athleticism you need?
yeah, that's what what I'm
What
saying.
size
Like
can
what's
give Nia
Well,
a
when
good
it
match?
comes when
the big dude who used to do the cannon move. He had the feud with the Irish guy,
Kevin Owens.
Kevin Owens, athletic, his size. So that's what I'm saying.
So
What's
it's
the
not-
ratio?
So the size doesn't matter. It's athleticism. Nia's not athletic.
Yeah, she's not an athletic
That's
wrestler.
the problem.
And
Do you
she
feel that she
wrestles
put
a
the
lot
work
of
in?
athletic people.
No, it's
No,
it's
Well,
it's
no,
just-
she's
that's
just
not
her
her
wrestling
style.
style.
That's not her
That's
style.
just not her style. Isn't fluid.
And you know what's a good example? Just going back to the male things, Braun Strowman is athletic, and he surprised like everybody. Like he was doing
That's before he started
Hurricanranas,
cutting.
forward rolls.
When they started letting Braun wrestle and not just be another big dude in the ring.
yeah, he was doing drop kicks to the head, so he was getting up. But that was when he does that, we're like, wait, what?
And
Because it's not his
also,
style. So it's like
the
to
women's
Nia,
division itself is kind of different than the men's division. Like WWE is still pretty sexist. And so a lot of times they don't allow the women to do a lot of stuff, and then they don't practice to do a lot of stuff. So their skill set is already limited Period.
When they want them to wrestle, they will. Like when they went to Saudi Arabia and Natalia and whoever the other.
Sasha.
But
No,
even
Lacey,
but,
Talia and Lacey.
but even that was
they
true.
did a
because-
Spanish fly off the fucking top rope.
Yeah.
I've never seen a woman ever in WWE do a
Well,
Spanish
yeah.
fly.
Well, even if we go back to the first ladies' Hell in a Cell match with Sasha and Charlotte, that match was amazing.
They were in there for 40
also-
minutes.
And they
They were in there
They
for 40 minutes.
killed
they
that
wrestled
match.
hard.
And they also had like 10,000 false stops because the referee kept going like, "Oh, they hurt."
Man, let's not even talk about that ref.
The
man.
handsy ref.
Mr. Touchy.
Mr. Hands.
Yeah, if you listen to this dude, stop. Stop being touchy.
If
Man, bro, hey,
if this,
please,
if
if
this
somehow
somehow
this-
hits your phone, stop it.
Tag
I mean,
the touchy ref.
Because
man.
what's her face is really athletic too, right? The chick with the face paint.
Oscar.
Oscar.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, Oscar.
I mean, she's
a lot of the
Well,
women
you know
in
what?
the division
And
are.
I give you another big dude.
Naomi.
Well, I give you a big dude that's athletic. Apollo Cruz.
Yeah,
He big,
Doing
but he
backflips.
wrestles athletic. He doesn't wrestle like big, strong. I'm about to powerhouse you, but his kind of close to his equivalent would be Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley is big too in the concern, but he doesn't wrestle athletic wise.
He's a power wrestler.
Yeah, so it's just her style.
Well, let's go back to
Anyway.
Randy.
Well, no, we can get past Randy because like Randy won.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the real main event that ironically opened
Was-
the pay-per-view was the tribal chief Roman Reigns. Fresh off his vacation from COVID.
I think this is the one instance where I'm glad there isn't a crowd because I feel like a crowd would have killed the momentum of heel Roman. I think not having people there
Oh, they would have booed the mess out of that.
helps him so much
I booed him.
to get it started.
No, they probably would have cheered, to be honest, because you know how much the fans wanted Roman to be a heel, so that would
But see,
that would mess up the energy.
The way we were talking about people in Call of Duty is the way fans are with WWE. You give them what they want and they hate
They
it.
still hate it.
You give them what they don't want when they hate it. So there is no way to
Kofi.
make it the WWE universe happy.
This is
And
true.
they hated Kofi after he got the belt.
Yep.
Kofi Mania won it. Oh, I hate this nigga. Take it away.
It was just like,
What?
Then in all grand fashion,
Like,
they had to
I
lose
really
it
think-
the worst way.
They would have really, and I don't want to say it's Vince, but it's like
It's
the way
Vince.
the crowd would have reacted to that. If it wouldn't have been what he wanted it to be, they would have scrapped it.
Yeah,
They would have scrapped it.
but
But now
the
it's taken off.
but the sake of the storytelling of this family dynamic, like to have him come back,
It was a good story.
It's
win
beautiful.
the championship, and then feud with his cousin and make this an emotional roller coaster.
and beat the dog crap out of his family and said,
We
"Hey, I'm
just-
doing this for y'all."
We're just missing the Rocky. We're missing the Rock.
Which that's a perfect setup, but at the same time, it's just like the fact that the match ended with Alpha and Sika, his father and his uncle,
Man,
Ordaining him, pretty
as
much,
the head of the table.
it solidified it.
That just
It solidified it. So now it's like, okay, well, what y'all are y'all gonna
the Rock got to
fall
be.
in line? Are y'all falling in line after that?
They have to.
What if they don't bring The Rock in, but bring in Rikishi and
No, that's-
y'all
no,
beat
no,
my son?
No.
Nobody cares about that.
One, Rikishi's not coming back to wrestle like that because no one gives a damn about Rikishi right now.
No,
I don't think
It wouldn't have
health-wise
no-
is able to.
it wouldn't have the same effect as it would when it's The Rock, because it's going to be The Rock. Let's just predictions. WrestleMania predictions right now. Rock and Roman at
Hey,
WrestleMania.
wait. Where's Samoa Joe at?
Well, Samoa Joe's not in the family,
No,
and
yeah.
he's on Raw as a commentator.
Yeah, he's commentating now.
Okay. Well, I'm just saying. I know he's not in the family, but I'm just thinking of what other
Samoans could
Samoans
be in the.
could be.
I mean, he is the outlier Samoa. No tattoos. You know, they talk about him not really being about the culture.
yeah.
Is he not?
Yeah, but that's the perfect one to take down the culture.
I
The
would-
front head of the
Because
culture.
is he on injury right now? Is it just that he's moved to
He
commentating?
come off
was.
that
He was injured. I think he's cleared
No,
now.
he's cleared now.
But
Okay,
you know,
but they
Raw-
he's a good commentator.
yeah, Raw's commentary team outside of him is trash.
He's a good commentator.
So
but
But
no,
I
I
can
feel
see them
you. I
coming
can
off
see
that
that.
table.
I can see that.
I can see him
that,
definitely coming
that
off.
feud happening because
people
this
come off
Roman
table all
heel
the
thing
time.
is going to be it's going to last a while.
Because how many times did
JBL come off that?
come off that fucking table?
Come off that table.
Oh my God, he dropped that hat. He's about
He said, "Oh, I
action,
got
boy."
something for that."
There's a 50-50 chance for Root coming out the back too.
Right?
No, but yeah, no, I could definitely see that happening because Roman's going to be champ for a while.
It'll fluff him into the Rock.
Well, yeah.
They'll give him because who's next now?
Especially on Raw. I
Like
hate Raw.
after the Usos, how do you follow up a family drama?
Well,
You start terrorizing people.
but you know what the scary thing is? The Fiend is now on Raw.
Yeah, that's probably what's next.
But I don't know how I feel about that.
But you know what? They make it easy for people to be okay with the Fiend losing, because it's not so much about him winning or losing. It's the other stuff behind his matches. It's the psychological stuff. It's all of that. So if they can put a good story together, it'll work out fine, even if he loses. But the story has to be good.
Not to be funny about it, but do you think that they would have the budget to get The Rock in for WrestleMania?
He's on contract.
He'll do it.
He'll do it. And he loves the business. The Rock loves the business.
What makes you think that if there wasn't an opportunity to wrestle again, that Rock would say no?
That's his family too.
That's where he came from.
No, that's a good question though. I mean, it's not like this.
You think if it's about the money?
I mean, they did fire a shit ton of people on that Black Wednesday.
But
he wasn't one of them.
No, he wasn't one of them.
But you're saying like you still have to pay certain people, especially for big events. Like if you might love something, but there's still money involved.
And I understand that, but I think especially if they're able to have a crowd at Mania, which I think they will probably save having a crowd for Mania. If they're able to actually get a crowd, they probably won't have a crowd until Mania. And with everything that's going on, as long as his schedule is clear, he'll do it.
And I think also
he hasn't had a reason to be there.
See, I agree with you not being an issue is that this is another opportunity to put his family over. And Rock is all about family, so whatever the price is, he ain't going to deny not putting his family over.
He does have a kid now, though, like a small kid.
Like, is this
Rock has what?
He got 3 kids.
He already
he just had a baby recently, isn't he?
Like almost a year ago now.
Yeah, I mean, so he has a 1-year-old for him.
It's not only that though.
Like still shooting movies. So
that's what I'm saying.
He's in shape, so it ain't like he's not in shape.
That's why I said. That's why I say I agree with what Brittany said. As far as if his schedule is open.
Yeah.
Because he's not going to be like, hey, I'm not shooting during this. I'm not going to put this shooting aside to come wrestle.
Let's think about this. Really, they will only need him for maybe 2 promos and then the event. They wouldn't need to drag it out. It doesn't need to be a month-long build-up.
He doesn't come weekly.
He doesn't, they would literally need him for like the 2 Raws before Mania and then Mania.
No, they wouldn't. They would need more because they would still have to go over.
Well, what they would do, they would probably... They would probably have him two physical visits,
and then 2 satellite ones.
No, I wouldn't. He wouldn't even satellite. They would probably record 4 or 5 things and then use that.
Yeah,
like they did Hulk Hogan when he came back. Or
Batista.
Goldberg.
Batista. Yeah, that's what Batista.
Batista and Triple H.
So
you're talking about them actually getting together and going over how they're going to wrestle that day.
Yeah,
I don't think that's going to take.
You're saying that's going to be off the fly. He'd be able to do both of them. Be able to off the fly.
You got to remember their family, Dante. That's
like,
nothing.
They can have that conversation at any time.
They
can have that over the phone.
You know each other's skill set. You know how the other person wrestles. So it's more of a let's open with this type of move. We're gonna do this move at some point, and then this is going to be the finish. Everything else in between is just going to flow together.
Spots. You only got like 4 legitimate spots in the match.
Yeah.
Like, it's really not that hard.
Freestyle until you get to those spots.
Yeah, call shit.
And I'm pretty, it'd be different if they weren't family. If this was just them trying to do like him and somebody he's never wrestled before.
They may not have the budget to bring The Rock in.
Yeah, I understand what you guys are saying, but I don't think he's coming though either. I get what you're saying and get what you guys are saying. You guys both make sense. I don't think it's happening.
I do. Because even Rock's planting the seed himself.
And it's supposed to be in Hollywood, right?
Mm-hmm.
Is it still supposed to be in Hollywood? Yeah, that's been the talk since last Mania.
The Rock wants to.
They've been talking about it. Yeah.
The Rock wants to come back and wrestle. Really, the main reason The Rock isn't wrestling is because of the insurance policies for movies. He can't risk potentially getting hurt because the last time he was in the ring, which was his last real match, was with John Cena, he tore his abdomen.
Oh, so he's a little bitch. I'm just saying, Jackie Chan.
Well,
Jackie Chan broke his foot and finished the movie.
Well, no, it's not that he finished the movie. No, it was he did that. It didn't slow the movies down, But you have to also remember when you're in a movie, you have insurances that are put in place to make sure that people don't get hurt to hinder the filming experience.
Jackie Chan never.
So Jackie Chan would never.
But no,
no one
Chan.
insures Jackie Chan.
Jackie Chan painted his cast the same color as his
Torrance.
shoe, and then redid the jump that broke his foot with the broken foot.
Torrance.
No one
But
insures
Torrance,
Jackie Chan.
They did that while shooting, not prior.
So
Like this is like
Slow down.
It works just like car insurance. He got injured, so he broke the car. He broke the
car,
agreement.
his body.
No, he broke the agreement. Like
no, you don't lose your insurance just because you get hurt.
no, you broke the
What kind of
contract.
trash insurance you have?
You
go get a
got
flu
hurt,
shot.
we're done.
You go get a flu
No.
shot. Then, you out of there, bro. You got a shot. You sick nigga.
Let me ask you this.
Done.
Let me ask you this. If I crash your car, does that
That's
void your warranty?
That's not correct. No, that's not
It-
fucking
it
correct.
does.
No, because it's himself.
No, that's the thing. The movie
Actually,
company
it doesn't-
insures
it
him
does-
for the movie.
It doesn't void your
It
warranty.
doesn't insure him being injured outside of the movie. That's what the contract 9 times out of 10 is about. And it's just like that's why I said with the car. Like if somebody else crashes your car, depending on what insurance you have, you might be in the hole.
That analogy didn't work.
Well, could it also be that what if he just doesn't want to injure himself outside of him shooting the movie?
Nah, that's all contracts and money, man.
Anyway,
I tried.
anyway, let's get on to our final topic. But before we get to our final topic, we want to talk about our lifelong sponsor, Emma V, President and CEO of Sparkle Bitch.
Yes, head bitch in charge, my baby.
So to anybody that is listening, or potentially watching this, there will be a link in there for sparklebitch.com. She makes fantastic workout apparel as well as just comfy material. We, Mrs. Ivy Friction and myself, we were rocking the sweatpants. I actually think, Eagle,
I'm wearing them right now.
are you wearing them right now?
I'm wearing them right now.
You stole 3 pairs.
Yes, special sparkle nigga ones. Nah, sparkle bitch.
Wow.
Sparkle bitch. So just so you guys know, if you're my athletes out there, she makes practice suits for posing, for bodybuilding, all 4 classes. Okay, bikini, figure, wellness, physique, and then she does comp suits. They are like she does everything in house. People come over all the time for fittings, or she'll go to you for fittings. You live in the Midwest, or she will send you your stuff beforehand, so it fits perfectly. Everything's like real diamond, real crystals. Everything she promises you, and also guys, she does practice suits for us as well. So reach out, Sparkle Bitch Suits by Evie on Instagram, Sparkle Bitch Suits on Facebook, and then we're gonna get a website up soon. So
Yeah, links and everything will be in the description, so you guys can check that out at your leisure.
Shark donut, I got some shark donut ones. Just a heads up, they're lit. They're live.
Shark donuts.
Shark donuts.
So even though 2020 has been a weird and messed up year for everybody, and of course the last topic is going to be a little bit more sensitive because it's pertaining that we do have an election in 10 days, something like that.
Yeah.
What is that, next Tuesday?
Yep.
Yeah, so that puts us right at around 10 days. So I don't know about y'all, and so I know I've had this conversation with pretty much everybody, at least over PSN or in some form or fashion, because I have been an advocate of I'm going to vote for my senators and my judges and all that other stuff, but I was just like, to hell with the presidency. I live in a blue state. That really is not going to matter to me so much, but I'm actually going to bite the bullet and vote for Uncle Joe. Because
Are we telling the world who we voting for?
I'll tell them. I have no shame in my game. You don't have to, but I don't have
You
shame.
said you got shame in your game.
No, I mean,
Voting for Hands McTouchy.
I mean, people's political views are their own.
People
and
sensitive.
I'm not. I don't want
sensitive.
to. I don't want to voter shame anybody or, disparage anybody for whatever reasons or who they're voting for.
I do.
But yeah. Yes. Yes. Sorry, Neo.
Sorry,
We have a special guest,
Yeah,
Nehemiah.
special guest.
He's made a quick appearance.
He's acquiring substance.
We got like 8. We got 8 like nephews and nieces and kids between us.
Yeah, we keep making babies. Okay, do a hand.
Not us as a unit, but the ones.
No, us as a unit. I'm standing on it.
Half of us at this table have children.
Now, come back from that.
Yeah, this table is 50-50 with children. So yes. Anyway, but we need Trump gone, and I'm strongly progressive, and there's a lot of things that I can criticize Joe Biden for. I was about to say Joe Budden, Jesus.
You can criticize
Fuck
him
Joe
too.
too.
I criticize him too, but I'm going to bite the bullet and do it and hope that some of our hopefully newly elected senators and some of our progressive ones just push him in the right direction because he's movable. Trump isn't. And that's pretty much about on that side. So I do highly encourage everybody to go out there and do your duty and vote. If you don't do it, that's on you. I'm not judging you for not voting. You have your reasons. But it's very important that we do vote at least somewhat our interest and kind of make sure that we don't live in a much shittier environment because this year has been pretty shitty, mostly due to our elected officials.
You know what I'm excited about for this election? The next 4 years are going to be bad, no matter what, no matter who wins, because this is the most active people have been about politics in a long time. And I think it's going to ruin the two-party system because Joe's not going to do enough to make anyone happy. And we're going to realize that two-party systems, neither one cares about anybody.
No
one cares about anybody.
They don't.
And they don't change on the local level. They don't change on the small level. And we're going to have to move out. We're going to have to move away from that two-party system. And it's so great. And it sucks it has to be Joe. It sucks it has to be Kamala. I'm only worried about, I don't want her to be her. I think she'll be a good president one day. So I don't want her to get too much of a backlash. So just give me a weird look. He's been in Indiana too long. I don't want her to get too much of a backsplash on her because it would be nice to have her in the future. But Joe's only going to probably be in office for 4 years.
Yeah, he's going to be a one-term president. He's not going to be a two-termer. But
Yeah.
at the end of that, and I think, I think two of you guys might agree with me. The third might not. But there's only really two ways that government is going to change in this country. There's only two. And the one is the hardest. Well, actually, they're both quite difficult, but the hardest.
Mutiny! I'm sorry.
Wow.
Why'd you have to scream?
Yeah.
I got
It just came out.
Just came out.
Okay.
Well, mutiny isn't.
You just
one of
lost
the
your
reasons.
link in the bio. We're not putting your album in the bio. You just lost your link.
Had a Tourette's outburst out of nowhere, but the first one is going to be media. That has to ultimately change. That is literally one of the two, and it won't.
It won't. Media controls the world.
Yeah,
and it will forever push.
But that's the thing. A lot of it
We
is
got sponsors yet.
a lot of it has already changed because of podcasting.
well, yes and no, but it helps. But at the end of the day, all mainstream media is biased. All of it is. It's owned by the elite. It's owned by the most wealthiest people in the world.
It's true.
And because of that, it will always be terribly one-sided. There's a reason why Fox News is literally right-wing propaganda, because that's what they do.
This is why I respect an unknown person who has a podcast,
Joe Rogan.
because he allowed people like Tulsi Gabbard and
F her. F her.
like Tulsi Gabbard and
I'm not endorsing that.
what is his
Well,
name?
no, but
I'm saying he and
you
what
have
was his name? The old guy.
You have to hear
Forgot his
both
name.
sides to know both sides.
Yeah.
But he allowed them to come on and gave them the time to actually speak and address issues without being on a timer or battling somebody else for time.
Well, what's the little guy? Talks real nerdy. I forgot his name. Oh my god, he's like really, really like. Oh man, hold on a
You're
second.
talking about Ben Shapiro?
Dave Shapiro.
Ben Shapiro.
Ben Shapiro.
He's hilarious.
That motherfucker is wild. But he gave him a chance to speak, and you know, 98% of what he said was terrible. But you know,
Still gave him a platform.
gave him a
Yeah.
platform.
I mean, that's the nice thing about that is that you get multiple platforms out of it. And that'll be the advantage. But realistically speaking, elections are determined by mainstream media.
It depends on popularity
Yeah.
and who's gonna. I mean, and that's the thing. I hate the two-party system so much because it makes you. It sets a whole story of this side is the villain and this side is the hero every time, every year.
Well, it's not even that. You can't. Nobody fits on one side.
No, but that's how they make it seem.
But I'm
Yeah.
saying, like, for me, like, I believe, gays should have all the rights that everyone else has.
They
It
should
makes
have human
sense.
rights.
It's simple. It's a simple thing. But I also like my fucking guns. I really like my guns. So I can't. I have to pick a side.
Yep.
It's either gays get married or I'm protected.
Yep.
Like that's the
But
problem.
also, that's another false narrative because I can only name one Democratic person that is actually advocating to literally take people's guns away, and that was better.
No, I'm not saying take guns away, but I'm not gonna fucking jump through 50 hoops to get my guns either.
But on that same token, should somebody that has mental health issues be able to easily get a weapon as well?
Yeah, because I got one too. You in mental health? There's so many people who undiagnosed with it.
Yeah.
That whole like, oh, mental health people get guns. If they have that big of an issue, getting guns gonna be difficult for them. And then there are people who look kids who are shooting up high schools. They don't know they have mental health issues until we find out. You know what I mean?
Well, a lot of the time, at least with the kids, they're taking their parents as weapons.
But those same kids, it's okay. We'll go to college. Some of those kids are old enough to get guns on their own.
Yeah.
And they didn't have an outbreak or a burst until they're 3 clips in on Virginia Tech or Northern Illinois. Like they didn't have a mental health issue until after the incident.
Can we say they didn't have one, or that it just no one was paying them any attention?
Like in order to find someone who actually has a mental health issue, there's a lot that goes into finding out what the issue is.
And to being diagnosed.
To be diagnosed. Like you would literally have to have a questionnaire and a therapist on call at every place that sells guns. It's impossible.
Well, don't mean shit.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, you can figure a lot of stuff out.
It's
from
like
questionnaire.
the thing to me is because now you're saying, okay, you need to have an evaluation done if you want to have a gun. That's basically what you're saying.
Yeah, it's just adding a requirement. Because for most states, you got to have, well, at least in Illinois, I know it's not the same in Indiana, but you know,
but mental health it progresses. If I take this questionnaire and I'm like, I have underlining issues, right? And I get the gun, I'm not that bad, nothing gets caught, and then I have a trauma, and something's triggered, and then whatever my issue is becomes way fucking worse. Now I'm already loaded, so you can't. Then it's gonna be like, oh, this person who had mental health got a gun too easy. Yeah, but what about the trauma that made it worse?
Not even to even go back go that far. Like you can go a step back. Any person who sells any store that sells a gun has the right to refuse a person the sale of that gun.
Yeah.
Every store. So if you don't catch signs at that point in time, that person is normal.
Well, but you're not going to catch signs at the moment of somebody buying a gun at that point in time.
Because at that point in time, they don't have an issue.
Unless they walk in looking like, what's his name from Criminal Minds with the
don't
crazy
know.
eyes. And
I don't know.
I know the
Right. I don't know the exact answer to what's gonna, when it comes to guns. I don't know the exact answer, but a change needs to happen because whatever the process is now for the gun, the process that is for now a gun is wrong.
And it needs to be universal.
And the only reason I say it's wrong is because when you look at the rest of the entire world, our shootings are astronomical, and that cannot be a coincidence based on the current policies that we have in place.
yeah.
Okay, look, this is why
It cannot be a coincidence that billions of people in the world.
This is why I disagree with your statement. This is why I disagree with your statement.
Please tell.
Mexico has one gun store. One. And if you're
Mexico City or the country?
You know what?
Yeah, but please, because he's about to say what you say sounds very wrong.
Because I know in Mexico, if you're caught with a gun, it's jail time.
Can you get your facts together before?
Because I believe it's one gun store.
The entire country.
Were you about to talk about a place that's run by the cartel?
Because
It didn't start out that way.
no, because if you about to
That's
talk about
the current state of it.
If they had guns, they would be able to fight them off with.
People made alcohol illegal, and people were still getting drunk.
The entire country of Mexico, there's only one gun store. That's where you agree.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
Mexico has extremely restrictive gun laws regarding gun possession. There's only one gun store in the entire country, and it takes months of paperwork to have a chance at purchasing one legally.
Because the cartel runs it.
Yeah, but you also they have a drug.
They have a very bad drug
They
war.
do have a very bad drug problem, but that's what I'm saying. If you make it's human nature. You make something illegal for people to get.
Mexico is a bad example.
Well, no, it's not even a bad example, bro. You're arguing facts. I don't understand what you're arguing. Why you disagree with my statement?
Because what I'm disagreeing is even if you make it harder for a person to get a gun, it's still gonna happen.
No, but do you recognize that America has about compared to the rest of the world? I I can pull up the facts right now. When it comes to shooting,
We've been over this. If you want to, you can cancel out shootings and then talk about how many stabbings China has. Like, it's
I'm not
way
talking
worse.
about
But
stabbing.
we're not talking about
talking
acts
about-
of violence.
I'm
We're talking
talking
about
about-
gun violence in particular.
I'm not talking about knife control. There's no policies about knife control. I'm talking about gun control because that's
I understand what you're saying about gun control, but the thing is, both things are about people who with illnesses who use weapons to kill or hurt other people.
But also, Suchi, one of those things is that it's going to be a little bit more difficult. I mean, if somebody has a knife, you have a higher chance of ducking and dodging a knife than you do a gun.
One dude went through with a kitchen knife and killed 30 people.
I know what Suchi's saying. The regulations, like strong regulations, cause more illegal acts. So the article I read from LA Times just now, 70% of all the guns found from 2011 to 2018 in Mexico were smuggled from America. So
Because we're the world manufacturer of weapons.
but I'm just
for the most
saying,
part, but
but,
yeah.
if you're making guns easier to get, they're easier to be regulated because they're in the system. You know what I mean? Like if you those same amount of guns, if you don't have one store in Mexico, you have 30 stores, and you sell those same guns through those stores, the chances of you catching a lot of people with those guns and catching a lot of those guns when things happen or knowing where those guns are, who owns those guns, becomes astronomically higher. You know what I mean? You're way more involved at that point.
It's
Well,
like
but
whenever you make something really illegal and you have high restriction on it, it gets worse.
But the thing
it's
is,
been
though,
proven.
No, but that's the thing is I'm not the reason I'm staying on my statement that something needs to change and is not laxing it is because we're not the only first world country in the world. Like so, like there's multiple. Like when we're talking Russia. I mean, you just go through different powers in the world. They don't have the type of mass shootings that we have. They don't, and it's not because they have less laws. That's not. If you can show me a country that has less laws and have less shootings, then I'm like, okay, yeah, that may be a thing. But the majority of the world has stricter laws and they have less problems. Now, will there be a transition period? Yes, it will. Any change is going to have a transition period. But I'm talking long term.
I don't think I wouldn't say a lot of countries have stricter laws. Stricter laws.
I mean, the easiest one I can think of is Japan. Because Japan, you can either own a shotgun or a pistol, A or B. And it has to be, all your stuff has to be locked up. Your guns can't be loaded. Police actually come and check on their gun owners to make sure that their stuff is secure. And then even add insult to injury, their police literally record every shot fired to the T. And I don't remember the exact year. It might have been 2016 or 2017 where only like 2 or 3 bullets were fired over the entire year.
Outside of coming to check someone to make sure that their firearms are locked up, a lot of the stuff that you said is the same thing that goes on in America.
No,
yes, because if you can, when transporting a gun or having a gun outside of your home, you are not allowed to have a clip inside of your gun.
that is outside the home. In Japan's case, that's regardless if it's home or not.
No, and that's what I'm saying. Outside of the police going in and making sure, no one would ever know that. That's the difference for right now. That from America to Japan.
I think it was Colin Noor. He's heavy Republican, he's a black dude, big Republican, but he's Republican because he's heavy in guns. And he says the regulation shouldn't be on the gun itself. It should be on weapons training and ammo.
Yeah.
And I feel like I don't feel bad. How to get a gun shouldn't be difficult. But what you should do training wise to get into the process of getting guns should be stricter.
Like you should have to legitly take the
legitimately-
classes and get a license like that.
But like it shouldn't be just like classes. It should be like
Why does that matter?
Huh?
Because when it comes to mental health, now you just let a mentally challenged person know how to use a gun.
How many? But okay, even if that's true, mental health at tops is maybe 2% of our population. 3.
But
Like
that's-
violently,
that's-
I'm talking about violent mental health.
Well, no, we're
What's defined as violent mental health?
yeah, because we're
Because you're
if we're taking
blaming the
I'm
gun.
not because
You're blaming the gun. You're blaming knowledge to make someone violent. That's not true.
No, that's not what I'm saying at all. No. What I'm saying is, if you take imagine the Virginia Tech shooter or the kids that shoot up places and stuff like that, who would be old enough to have the knowledge and to know how to use a gun. If they had that type of knowledge and did what they did, they would have killed more people.
The interesting to say is that they have there's a lot of things that they had formal training that the casualties could have been worse. Not saying
that's what I'm
just
saying.
Worse.
I'm saying. Then
Okay.
to me, mental illness is such a broad thing to say. I don't think that every single person with any type of mental illness has the capacity to do those type of things. And I don't even think
Because most mental health issues are more self injury mentalities, and the people who get pushed through traumas, bullying, sexual abuse, physical abuse are usually those usually outliers that cause outward violence.
Well, there's a correlation with
but
and gun violence.
But then, and also to your point, you're saying being trained causes more killings, right?
No.
I'm saying it would have. So those kids.
I'm saying being trained gives you the ability to be more deadly.
Exactly. So, but why is the kid that shot up Columbine killed more people than a DC sniper, who was
He had pipe bombs and all kinds of stuff. He wasn't just shooting people.
But I'm just saying
that was
though,
something else I was honestly getting ready to say.
That's somebody that wasn't trained at all, who killed way more people than a military trained sniper, killing people for weeks.
Kill per firearm. It's longer. It takes a longer amount of time to kill people with a sniper than a.
But you know how hard it was to find him though. He was really well prepared.
We're talking about kills though.
I'm just saying though. But
it's slower to kill with a sniper rifle.
But I'm saying though. But
wait.
no, I'm saying though. If he would have changed his mind and used any other weapon.
Well, no. If he would have picked a different location, if he would have went into a more populated area
Enclosed
and just
space
opened
like
fire,
the school.
Because you got to think about it. The kid had more targets. He just was.
No, the DC sniper was shooting outside of the Pentagon in like busy places.
No, but in a case area has potential to have more damage than open space.
Not when you have a sniper.
Yes, because a sniper it takes
longer.
Yeah,
And
you shoot low, cock, boom, shoot.
And then you
Not
have to
all
take
snipers are bolt action like that.
Well,
but
you
even
also-
with the thing you shoot.
But
boom,
you also have to take.
And then
you have to take.
then he used an AR. His AR was a secondary weapon he shot out of the trunk. It wasn't just a sniper. That's just a nickname. He used multiple guns.
But the main form of so I think we're gonna.
And he killed people over weeks.
But the main
it wasn't
form-
like a one-time
But
deal.
you had hundreds and hundreds of kids in enclosed area space with two killers going around to separate locations and also killing stationary people because a lot of those people was encased in classrooms and in the library and they didn't move at all. At a certain point there was no running targets.
They're easier targets.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you have to take into consideration, even though he might have switched guns as a sniper, snipers are one of the hardest guns to fire because there's a lot of attributes that go into shooting a sniper rifle. You have wind, you have arching of the bullet.
But that goes into
goes-
every
see,
gun. Every gun,
Using the DC sniper, that goes more into the goal that he has behind what he was doing. These kids the ones that are shooting up churches and buildings and theaters and stuff like that, their goal is just to kill as many people as possible. That's what they're trying to do.
To kill people.
No. I'm not saying his goal wasn't to kill people.
I can. The training necessarily doesn't matter, and the reason I say the training necessarily doesn't matter is because there was a trained officer in the Army, if I'm not mistaken,
I know what you're talking about.
that went and shot up people on base.
Yeah.
He was a trained person. He was a trained official who went around the right way to get his firearm. He was given the firearm because he had to endure camp and all of this other stuff, but still went to go shoot a bunch of people. Like it happens, and it sucks that it happens. But when you get to the cold truth, like me personally, if you have higher regulations, it's not gonna change anything. Because when people want things,
as Dave
they go
Chappelle
get 'em.
said, make the bullets cost $5,000.
And that's one thing I agree with.
But that's
More
changing.
expensive.
That's changing regulations.
Like
That's changing the market. That's not changing regulation.
It is.
No, because you're gonna if you have to regulate it, they cost that much.
Yeah, ammunition. That's that's policy of how much it can cost per.
No, this is the reason though. The reason why it changes things from changing the cost of how much the bullet will cost is because if his was a surface topic, he shouldn't just change it at the venues. He should change the price of how much the bullet will cost from the manufacturer. Because if something costs a lot of money to make, a manufacturer won't make it unless they receive a certain percentage of profit. That's where it should start at.
Well, in that sense, the profit would be through the roof because bullets will definitely not cost $5,000 per bullet.
No,
real gun laws and things will never change because that would honestly, to have a real change, require the government to go in and either take everybody's gun and ammunition or document everybody's gun and ammunition.
Yep. It would set up the military the United States military complex, and it would cause them to lose money, and that's one thing America doesn't want to do is lose money.
But the thing is, like we're talking about like training. So you say the kid that shot up that movie theater went into that movie theater with no training. A kid at that same age went through 30 hours of gun training with a handgun, is in there watching a movie with his girlfriend. The chances of that kid walking in there and just shooting blindly, and that kid with the gun who's actually trained has the ability to stop that kid and save people. That's the backside.
See, but now you're putting it on the kid to know to.
Be
It's
brave,
putting responsibility on other people.
to be brave enough to pull the gun.
You're putting responsibility on people who own guns. When I get my concealed carry, my responsibility is to protect myself, but also I'm going to protect people around me. You know what I mean? And most people have that mentality. You know what I mean? Like unfortunately, and I hate to say this, but that kid, who that Republican kid, his mentality was protecting. Now, was he protecting anybody? No, he was out of his fucking mind. But it wasn't a mental health thing. He was just an idiot.
So Torrance, what you're saying is every state should be open carry.
Yeah.
I don't have a disagreement with it.
I'm going to disagree on the Rittenhouse thing because I highly doubt a 17-year-old kid that technically cannot legally own a weapon crossing state lines was the intent to protect somebody. I don't believe.
No, that was his mentality. That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying it was. I'm not saying.
Yeah, that was his mentality, but I'm going to disagree with you on that aspect of it. But sidebar outside.
That was racist. That was just racist.
Yeah, but
because he shot 2 white people.
No, but racism is built in fear, and he's scared, and he wanted to protect people that he thought he cared about. At the end of the day, it is no matter how we feel about that kid, his intentions were his intentions.
I would agree with that if it was where he lived, but he went to he went somewhere where he didn't even belong.
But
he wanted to prove a point.
He was taken by his parents.
That kid wanted to prove a point.
That's how he was. This is how he was raised. Because he got taken by his mother.
He wanted to prove a point, and he wanted to show that he had power because they showed a tape not too long before he went and shot them people that he was hitting a girl outside of his high school.
Yep.
Like he had a problem.
He had a power complex.
Yeah, but that's not.
They went to a place where they know that it was finna get real. And they use that as an opportunity
of the situation.
That's a generational thing. There's a lot of videos of young kids hitting the female.
Well, I mean, it's a generational thing, but it's still connected.
That's a topic for another podcast.
Right? Yeah. It's still relevant to him traveling to use his weapon and take care of what he felt was a threat.
Anyway, I'm gonna call Doolin because that whole discussion got on the side.
We jumped out for about 50 different.
About voting.
Yeah, no, no. I was talking about initially about voting and how our government essentially would change. So one is going to be the media, without a doubt, and the second one is going to be essentially money in politics. Mm-hmm. That's a hard first because that's probably the easier of the two things to do, other than changing media. But both of those two things are
changing media.
Yeah, but those are the two hardest topics on that.
Money in politics is going to be the hardest.
No.
Money in politics are going to be the hardest because the way that the world is progressing, only people who watch the news are older people. A lot of younger people get their politics, their information, whatever, from places like Facebook, apps, Twitter, podcasts, YouTube, and those people,
Comedy Central.
Those applications
might be the best.
do things like they reach millions of people like news stations used to do. And the news stations, what do they call it? Ratings aren't as high as they used to be anymore. And they're having a hard time catching up. TV ratings aren't as high as
Also,
they
people
used to
doing
be.
research now.
Yeah,
Like-
like younger people tend to do a lot more research than older generations.
And
do.
that's what I'm saying.
And-
Like, as far as news and media goes, that's already changing and it's on its
But-
way. But
but-
the money and everything, that's where everything's going to get hard
Well-
because the government put certain laws when it comes to people running. Like, you have to give so much money before you can even have your name on the ticket.
Y'all saying that the news and the media and money and politics like they're different things, and they're not. We're talking about the same entity because it runs it all.
a little bit. There are some.
It's
The
a hit and
people
miss.
with the money runs the media and politics.
They got stock in those
And
corporations.
that's why I'm saying it's changing slowly
But-
because you can separate news and media from the money that's involved. And the only reason that you can do that, is because if there was no news and media, the government would still run. That's why you can separate it
I think we
because
need-
it's about who has the money.
We need to use the words big media because
Yeah, because not all media
Yeah,
is
big
the
because
same.
media.
But
because YouTube, you can still have people who aren't under the thumb in putting out information. But the problem with that is everything's opinionated. Everything that's not big news is opinionated.
Yep.
Which makes it a problem, and it travels faster than big news because it's not fact checked.
Big.
I got you.
It sucks with big news.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's opinion. It is always opinionated, but it's opinionated with bigger dabs of facts. So like if you watch CNN and Fox go over the debate, they're going to show the same clips. How the tone and stuff's gonna be different.
yeah,
You know what I
It's
mean?
weird
What
when
they
you
say
flip back
about
and
what
forth.
they say about like what they quote is gonna be the same things. How they interpret it is gonna be different.
but Suchi,
I can be on YouTube, and I can cut and paste what Biden says, and make it sound completely different. I can do really short chops of statements and put it out there and be completely different. And it'll travel faster than anything LA Times puts out on an article or CNN or anything like that or Yahoo. You know what I mean? Like you have Ben Shapiro has a lot of power.
yeah, unfortunately.
Like, and that's what I'm just the same way the internet basically put newspapers out of business for the most part. The different routes of media people go now to get their news is gonna put those stations out of business if they don't keep
They're gonna keep up, bro.
Because- and
to maintain power, I don't want to.
You got to be able to flex with the times.
Yeah,
No, and that's-
to
that's-
maintain power, I'm not going to discount what big media will do in order to maintain their control on being where people get their news from.
and Jeremy, that's why I'm telling you, like the only way for them to keep up is to buy out the routes where people get their news.
No, you just go
Because-
younger.
no.
You go younger. You incorporate more of what people are doing.
That's-
the older folks are dying, right? They're dying out. The people who their normal audience is, they got another 15 years maybe. But within that time span, they're going to start catering more to a younger audience to
Pretty-
get younger
hey,
people.
hey,
to
you
And
want-
that's what I'm trying
You know,
to
I
say.
got an
They
example.
They try to do that, but
They're successful.
the younger audience doesn't watch the news,
Bro, you want to know something? hey,
Pause.
no, can I please?
No,
just-
no, that's for you.
Okay, let me just say this. Do you guys know about the dancing weathermen? They do the little cool TikTok dances.
No.
Their ratings skyrocketed.
Yeah. The
Their
little
news
the
ratings
white-
skyrocketed.
The little he's so
The
cool.
the cool little guy there. I'm not saying that they intentionally planted him there, but him doing the cool
They
little
took
stuff.
advantage of it.
Their news rating skyrocketed because he started doing popular dances.
So other places, they're going to start doing that. They're going to start incorporating what the younger audience is doing. And not even us. It's the generation it's Gen Z. They're finna start catering to Gen Z.
get these millennials.
They don't.
Yeah.
They don't care about us because we in the middle. So they like whatever. We gonna get to these kids because they are what's gonna keep us on air and
The kids below us are more
alive.
powerful than us.
yeah, most definitely.
They're way more powerful.
Most definitely.
And they about that action, bro.
They bought out a Trump rally. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
so
But-
I don't doubt it.
But on the side, Suji, like the only reason I argue that making a legislative amendment to get rid of money in politics is going to be easier than media is because that can be truly controlled by the people, not necessarily enforced by the government now. Because all you have to do is get enough public support to get down ballot support in enough states to make it a constitutional amendment.
Oh, look at that.
So that's something that can be done, government officials and senators and all that stuff, they can push to make that happen faster, but that's not a process that requires government to just do. That's something that actually people can to do that.
And to piggyback off of that, once Gen Z realizes the power that they have when it comes to the government, that's when things will change. Because the people truly have the power. We just don't utilize it.
Yeah.
So the people have the power to change policies, to change government, and to make this the way they want it to be. And
edit that out the camera.
And so the second Gen Z really understands that, then policies will change. They're not changing until then.
Why does it have to start with Gen Z though? Like,
because we're not doing it.
Yeah,
we're not doing it.
Our
generation's we're not doing
Our
that.
generation's split. That's the problem. Some of us are real old school. Some of us are in the new. We're starting a podcast at 30.
There we go.
I was just saying, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Like our generation split between moving forward and being 10 toes down on what used to be and believing what used to be. You know what I mean? I have hard times sometimes. I had a friend try to explain to me just gender stuff. And like, I'm open to the list. I'm open to listening to it. Is it confusing as fuck? Yeah. Does it make any sense? No. Do I believe all of it? But if that's what you want to be, that's what you want to be. That's all that matters.
I won't. Your life won't be in danger around.
I'm not going to argue with you, but I'm not going to to agree with you either.
Well, that's
a whole nother conversation. Arguing
off topic,
without
but
agreeing.
that's one thing that, for some odd reason, mankind cannot come to understand that you don't have to agree with another person.
You
want
to know
okay.
why?
No, that's for a future segment. We're not doing that now.
Please, at least this is the first.
I feel like it's the first episode.
Can I just say it?
All right, go ahead.
Humans are trash, Sushi. That's why we can't coexist.
Humans are trash.
It's a lot of things at this table I don't agree with people.
That like being back to being humans
Like
are trash,
wolves.
like Brittany said, that dancing dude
attack my canine.
has 1.6 million followers.
1.6.
He has 1.6 million followers. That newscaster,
Fox 46.
because the one that Fox Nick, man, and he has more followers than some rappers and actors and people who are supposed to be famous.
So he's TikTok famous.
No. He's famous.
He's
famous.
famous.
That's Instagram famous.
He's famous.
That's what
like-
I'm saying. That
he's
no,
like dan- he's
no,
like
no, no.
dancing with celebrities and stuff.
People's Instagrams and followers will skyrocket when you if you become TikTok famous,
Well,
because
no,
people
this
want
is
to see
before
what else
TikTok.
is there.
This is before TikTok got. This is
You just said he skyrocketed to 1.6 million.
on Instagram.
That's what I'm saying.
But no, what I'm
Since he started dancing on Fox News.
That's what I'm saying. Since he started dancing,
It's not
people.
from TikTok, though.
It's entertainment. People are going to go
Well,
to where the entertainment
that's
is.
the point I'm making,
And-
Dante. The news, big media news, they are going to shift how they normally do things to cater to what the younger kids like.
I feel you're
like a dancing weatherman.
I feel you're underestimating. Media has been in power for
decades.
eons.
Yeah.
And, okay, but look, I think that don't discount the fact of how creative they are to remain in power.
That's why I said what I said. The way for them to keep up is not to cater to the younger audience. The way for them to keep up is to do what some of them are trying to do, which is purchase stock in or buying a company.
And what does that do?
What companies?
It gets them to the younger audience.
Wow, that's my issue.
that's
You
the
said it's not to cater to the younger
one-
audience,
it's
but
1
to
a.m.
buy stock to cater to the younger audience.
It's 1 a.m.
Put it.
It's 1 a.m.
Okay.
Put it this
We're
way. Put it this way. Instead of them having their show and trying to get to a different audience, what they would do is do whatever they're doing on their show and then go buy the other show.
Okay, I feel like we're arguing the weeds, and what we're saying is that they're going to cater to the younger audience. That's the statement that's being made.
Yeah.
You're arguing how they're going to do it.
Yeah, you're agreeing with him. And you're arguing.
Yeah, you're arguing in agreement
They're going to cater to the younger audience.
somehow, some way.
So stop saying
Don't
no.
shake your head. You just said that.
Yes.
You just said
Yeah.
that.
When you cater,
Doulahan.
okay,
No,
when you
moving
go,
forward.
it's
Go
a good
Doulahan.
question.
Doulahan.
When,
Doulahan.
Doulahan.
We're moving forward.
Doulahan. We're gonna
Moving
disagree
forward.
we're gonna disagree to agree on that one, but
But we're agreeing.
we're agreeing. Yeah, even though we're agreeing, whatever. Fact of the matter is,
We agree.
everybody do what's best for you. Go out and vote. Don't be ashamed of it. If you don't vote, don't vote. But
Don't vote.
Don't vote.
don't listen to them. They're my family. I can disagree with them right in their
Don't
face.
fucking vote, man.
He's not. But
Vote. Not him. Not him. Look at the camera. Y'all vote.
Go vote.
6 of y'all.
Doesn't matter.
Oh,
But-
6 of y'all.
outside of that,
Corporation rule the world.
to end this topic, ultimately, people just need
It's
to
not a corporation; it's a family.
oh my god. To end this topic, people need to get into politics. People need to do their research. Do what you got to do to educate yourselves better, and hopefully we can get some changes going on in the world. Anyway,
Have fun at Thanksgiving dinner. With that.
Yeah, with that conversation, right? There's gonna be awkward
you know what? We'll have.
Thanksgiving.
We might have that.
What did you vote
Y'all
for?
interracials, man.
Hey, it is not.
Y'all.
I'm
It-
telling you, I'm talking to my people, man.
It is
We about
not
to have
Thanksgiving.
A fun holiday season. Ooh, interracial family. I feel you. I feel you.
It's called Indigenous Peoples Day.
Oh my god. You know what? It's past your
No,
bedtime.
it is. He's not wrong.
He's not wrong,
He's not wrong.
but
Well, no, I think you are.
No, this is that,
No,
is
this
that
is-
That's
Columbus.
Columbus.
That's Columbus.
that's Columbus
Yeah,
Day.
that's Columbus.
Yeah,
So you're wrong.
So you are wrong.
My bad.
Indigenous
It's
people
called
day.
Day of Mourning.
Day of mourning
Oh,
is
my
what
bad.
it's called.
There you go.
You in the neighborhood.
I was close. I was close.
I mean,
You're in the right
we're still
ballpark.
eating, right?
That's what you call it. I want the food.
Like me, I don't mourn better on an empty stomach. Like fuck me.
You can mourn.
Funeral fried chicken? What?
Anybody, it's a sin to not serve food at a funeral.
Funeral fried chicken, nigga.
Not a sin. What scripture you?
Is it a sin? It's a sin.
Where they in scripture?
wait. Nigalations.
I don't want to see it. I don't know what. Let me know what scripture that is.
Galatians 4 and 2.
4 and 2.
4 and 2. Y'all shall not. Y'all will not drop crumbs in this church. You will leave and be great and eat and feast as a people and mourn. Mourn.
I thought you were trying to rhyme it.
I was.
I saw you
The
searching. You're like,
ones
come
you
on.
love.
I thought you about to pull a Genghis Khan out of his ass out of nowhere. Oh, people.
Old people.
For your creative.
Your sins must have been great.
Did you know he wasn't that big of a person?
None of them were.
None of them
No,
were.
they were all small, but they were big for their time. Like
Guan-
5'6" was massive.
Yeah,
back
Guan
then.
Yu was 5'6", right?
Yep, Guan Yu was 5'6".
Lou Boo was like 5'5",
Yep. No, he was like I think 5'7".
5'7". Oh, he's a little bit bigger.
The
Little
giant.
bit. Okay.
So what were their average heights? 4'11"?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
There's still a place in Africa where the average height of men is 5'2" on the island because, and it's weird because the shorter you are, the more attractive you are in the tribe.
Okay.
I
So
was walking
they-
with my knees big. Strongest quad.
I feel intimidated. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, I guess I'm taller than everybody. It's weird.
And you be an ugly nigga over there too.
Look at that talk. They be,
Well.
they be roasting.
You-
Boys,
you
is
be
it
like,
cold
"Damn,
up there?
I left. I went from America all the way to Africa. And I'm still the ugly nigga.
Oh no, that's hurtful.
Dang.
That's terrible.
You know what? But for the sake of our viewership, I'm not gonna say what I want to say to you right now, and I'm positive Jeremy and Brittany know what's cooking in my head right now because I've been roasting all day. But I'm not gonna say it right now. Like I said, my head is cooking right now. I'm not gonna do this to you on air. But anyway,
You don't got nothing, y'all.
What about Slackathorns?
okay.
Well,
All right, let's get on mic.
Oh,
We'll have a
yeah, let's get off mic. Let's get off
Anyway,
mic.
guys.
Come on, bro.
That is
Come
gonna
on, I'm ready.
that is gonna be a wrap
I'm always ready
on
to
this
go.
one. Until next time, this is no time to explain. Deuces.